Basketball and hockey to baseball. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-859-3220. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 to 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-859-3220. That's 800-859-3220 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-859-3220. 800-859-3220.
Surprise! Your expenses this month were way higher than you expected. Also, you forgot to renew your website domain, and now you're in a bidding war.
You should see the look on your face.
At Progressive, we know small business owners don't usually like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting a commercial auto quote from Progressive.
Plus, the fridge died in the break room, and now everything smells weird.
All right.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 7 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
What if your business could see beyond what is and into what can be? What if you could create more impact in every decision? What if you had a partner as visionary as you are? With Bank of America, you get access to our trusted experts, real-time insights, and digital tools. So whether you run a local shop or a global enterprise, you're backed by business solutions to make every move matter. What would you like the power to do? Find out how at bankofamerica.com/banking for business. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank sponsor of FIFA World Cup 2026.
The Renaissance Festival is back. Weekends now through March 30th. Hubba, hubba, huzzah.
Huzzah!
Great shopping. A giant crafts market. You'll love the Renaissance Festival with your favorite shows. Be ready to have a great time. And don't be afraid to participate.
Huzzah!
Jousting nights.
Huzzah!
Silly fun for the entire family.
Huzzah!
Happiness reigns at the Renaissance Festival.
Huzzah!
Lots of new shows, non-stop feasting. Leave your cares behind. It's fun and affordable. You'll adore the Renaissance Festival. Weekends now through March 30th. Discount tickets available at Bashers' and Food City or online at arizona.renfestinfo.com.
Kids need to read. Kids, get free admission to the Renaissance Festival when you bring 2 new books to donate to Kids Need to Read. That's right, get free admission to the Renaissance Festival when you bring 2 new books to donate to Kids Need to Read. See you this weekend. Huzzah!
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM. Wherever you go, take us along. Listen to our live stream on our free Fanatic app. Download it today.
Quiet, people, settle down. Because it's time
for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Thursday here on the Daily Blender. Your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Phil the fill-in in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale on National Chili Day.
What?
National
I am a little chilly.
Day. No.
It's not chilly at all. It's like 80 degrees outside.
Yeah, no, it's eat the chili.
Oh!
I don't think it makes sense to have National Chili Day right now when things are about to start getting hot outside. You think of chili as like a fall kind of food, don't you?
Yeah. That would be like fall for me.
Yeah. Chili, they didn't even have a name for chili until 1880.
No kidding.
Yeah. They used to have chili back in the 1700s.
What they call it, bean stew?
I don't know what they called it, but I think immigrants from the Canary Islands are the ones who introduced chili when they got to San Antonio, Texas.
No kidding.
And then it didn't have a name in 1828, but somebody described it.
The Canary Islands brought
Yeah.
chili
Yeah.
to America.
It's a true story. It wasn't until 1880 that somebody brought up these gals as chili queens, serving chili to customers. So it was the 1880s before it got its name. So I love me some chili. I do love me some chili, but that's a cold weather thing.
Yes.
I could see myself enjoying chili. Like in a cabin with snow falling outside.
Much of the country still buried in snow.
Yeah, what a romantic little view you set for yourself there.
Yeah. Mhm. Oh, yeah.
There I am in my stockings, looking outside, sipping my warm bowl of chili.
Hopefully more than just your stockings if you got the window open.
Next to a fireplace, and the dog is tenderly licking
What?
my toes. I heard
Excuse
it all,
me?
Jeff.
I don't think I want a dog licking anything
What?
on me.
Excuse me?
Yeah, I don't know. No, Phil, that's not the rest. That you just why don't you turn your mic on? So yeah, National Chili Day. I think it's a badly placed day for us.
Yeah, I can't. Maybe around Christmas time in Arizona. Maybe.
Where's the best place to find chili? Actually, surprisingly, I've heard a lot of great reviews on Waffle House. Waffle House is a pretty darn good chili.
The best place to find chili in Arizona is probably at my house.
Oh, at your house,
Oh,
is
my
it Miss
God.
Kim or you?
Both.
Both.
Yeah.
both.
Oh yeah.
Devil Hawk says, "Did Harris have a T-ball game to get to today?"
Oh yeah.
That guy gets
No.
more days off than any anemic homework. Okay, so he like we've already explained this. I'm not going to keep explaining. He'll be back.
Yeah, as we've said it before, he's the guy out there recording the pitches and their miles per hour.
Yeah. Oh, he does that. He does the radar
Yes,
gun?
he's right there next to the ump, just with the little gun. Zoom.
He's next to the ump?
Yeah, he's next to the zoom.
He's gonna
92. He's shouting it out into the
Wow.
crowds. Yes.
He's
Okay.
going to get beamed in the face
Oh,
by
yeah.
a fastball.
Pretty sure that's going to hurt.
Harris looks like the kind of guy that he'd end up getting beamed in the face
Yeah,
with a fastball.
I think so. Mhm.
Unintentionally or?
I don't know. Turd Ferguson says chili, best leftover food, maybe? Better the second day always?
I mean, it can be.
Yeah,
Depends.
I prefer Little Caesars pizza. Only pizza that tastes completely different and in a good way than when it originally you first get it and then you reheat it. It's a completely different pizza. Both are good.
Yeah, I don't mind Little Caesars, reheated or just eaten cold, but I think I prefer it the first day.
Well, I mean,
that's when I like.
yeah,
it
I
the
mean,
first
when
day.
it's nice and hot.
Yeah. So there's no segue for this. Gene Hackman died.
Hail, fellow well met.
Yeah.
Yeah, and his daughter.
What?
or-
No, that was his
that,
wife.
that was his wife. Well, he was 95. She was 65.
Yeah.
Could have been his daughter.
Hollywood,
Well,
Bill Belichick and his daughter.
See,
Yeah.
there is less space between Gene Hackman and his wife than there was between Belichick and his girlfriend.
Well, what about his German Shepherd that died in the closet?
Well,
he never had a chance to come out of the closet.
Well, we don't know the details on anything yet, but he was 95 years old. So no matter how things went down, that's a pretty good life right there. What an actor! What a great actor!
Are you going to do your normal? He had it coming.
Oh, yeah, absolutely had it coming. Did you watch Unforgiven? Jeez, totally had it coming.
Yeah, especially speaking in the actor sense, he has the largest gap between victories in an Oscar win for the best actor from his first one to his second one, which was in Unforgiven, and it's like 23 years or something. It's the largest gap.
21 years.
21 years. Yes.
The last time I saw Gene Hackman, he was on Diners, Drive-ins, and Dives with that.
Really?
With that blonde.
Guy
what's his name?
Fieri.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah. He was in New Mexico at a diner having something to eat.
Had to be Santa Fe.
And Fieri, you call him a Ferrero? What the hell was he? The Pontiac?
Guy Fieri.
That's it. He saw him there.
Yeah.
And you could tell Gene Hackman didn't want to be on TV.
No, he's like, I'm done with this. Leave me alone.
I'm
done acting. Why do I have to care about this food?
I just want to eat my food and leave. Okay. So
it's a good, good thing you didn't punch him right in the face.
No, he didn't.
So far they don't know the details of any of that stuff.
It is a very confusing situation.
It really is. We don't have any facts, so I don't feel like going through it. But Navy Brad says Gene Hackman was a Marine veteran. Rest in peace. He says we have the watch. Well, you've seen him in all sorts of movies. Military, sheriff, spy, congressman, submarine crazy man,
commander. Yeah,
The rare actor who can play both a very believable hero and a very believable villain. Like just very versatile, very versatile.
He could do everything.
He's the kind of guy that was intimidating, even when he was a frail 95-year-old man.
Basketball coach.
That dude was
Hoosiers.
intimidating.
Hoosiers.
Hey, speaking of Navy Brad he just dropped when he said he dropped off some M&Ms the other day. I was like, oh, that's nice. He dropped off way too many M&Ms.
There's a lot of M&Ms. I enjoyed some during yesterday's show. It is delicious. How dare you, sir? I'm trying to go on a diet, but thank you.
Just all these bags. Are they all still in here?
No. I didn't take any home. I left some for you guys. No, I didn't.
I wouldn't have been mad about it. I just was trying to just track.
Yeah,
this.
no,
It's like
it's
6 bags of M&Ms, and then here's these M&M minis.
Oh my God! Look at that. Yeah.
No, delicious.
So everybody, dive in and have some M&Ms.
Yeah. Did you know the history of M&Ms? Do you know why they exist?
No.
It's because during World War One, the guy knew, hey, you know what would really lift our spirit while we're doing in this trench warfare? People, gas everywhere, mustard gas. That's part of why I hate mustard. Chocolate. But you know what the problem is? You can't transport chocolate without it melting. So they came up with M&Ms. So if you ever hold M&Ms in your hand, however long you hold them, you release them, the chocolate will not melt. It'll be the dye, just the dye that actually melts. It never melts. You can leave it in your car. It doesn't melt.
Well, that's the slogan. Melts in your mouth, not in your hands.
Yes.
I don't think they use that slogan anymore.
No. Applies too liberally.
Help yourself. Thank you, Navy Brad, for all the. I don't understand why you did this, but thank you. You didn't have to do that.
Thank you very much.
Average Joe says Gene Hackman was one of, if not the biggest reason Hoosiers was such a great movie.
Oh, definitely.
You could repeat that with every movie title that he had.
You know, I was listening to the what's his name? Rich Eisen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's on the station.
Yeah,
is he? I guess his wife was filling in for him today. Anyway, she had the director of Hoosiers and said Hackman was a real pill to work with.
He could be difficult.
Yeah.
He seemed like a guy who could get a little difficult.
And apparently, it was, according to many, including Rich Eisen's wife, the perfect sports movie.
Just the Tip says Hackman literally snuck into Marine enlistment when he was 16. There's an old Letterman interview about that. He served 5 years in the Marines. Moist One says melts in my hands, but they're very hot. And I'm not reading this.
Don't do that.
No, I wouldn't go any further.
No, it's a Thursday. Don't do that.
Devil Hawk says no. Gene Hackman, his wife and dog were murdered by a Wendigo.
Wendigo.
What's a Wendigo?
Did he mix up window with Winnebago?
I don't know.
A Wendigo?
Is that like a chupacabra?
Is that one of those skinwalkers they're always talking about?
It's a supernatural cannibalistic monster from Algonquin folklore. And okay.
Intriguing.
Probably not, Devil Hawk. Probably not.
Name my next dog Wendigo.
Yeah. It was not a cryptid situation. Bullseye says Skyline Chili is the best place for chili. It's in Cincinnati.
God, no, it's not. It's the worst. It is the worst.
I have not seen Randy this fired up since we started talking about the Cardinals.
My son-in-law loves Skyline Chili, and you know what? I tried it. Oh, it is miserable.
I've never had it, so I can't say.
Oh, it's miserable.
Turd Ferguson says I loved him in the Royal Tenenbaums. Yeah, that's an amazing
That is
movie.
A good performance. Yeah.
So good. So good.
It's actually very hard to find a bad performance of his. Like if you think about it, he was one of those who did not mail it in. You may find a bad movie that he's in, but his performance usually pretty good. Like it's
I have to look at his filmography, but you're right. I can't think of a bad movie that he was in,
or at least a bad performance that he gives in it. Like Al Pacino has a great actor, has a lot of phone-in performances. Robert De Niro, same. Even but it's kind of like the same trait that Samuel L. Jackson has, where you can find a bad movie that they're in, certainly, but they don't phone it in. Like even them phoning it in is just.
But you know what though? Can I just say, hey Gene, all right, God bless, Godspeed. 95 years old, life well lived.
Yeah.
But your last movie had to be Welcome to Mooseport.
Oh my God, that's right.
That
did retire him.
He's just like, I'm just gonna get my retirement money, and there we go. Oh my, he was in stuff that you forget about that was so good. Of course, Royal Tenenbaums, but he was in Behind Enemy Lines. He was in Heist. He was in The Replacements. He was in Under Suspicion, Enemy of the State. He was in
Heartbreakers,
The Birdcage. He was in Crimson Tide, Get Shorty, Quick and the Dead, Wyatt Earp. He was in Geronimo. He was in The Firm. He was in Class Action. He was in Postcards from the Edge. I didn't know that. Never saw it. He was in Loose Cannons. He was in Mississippi Burning. I mean, back in the 80s, he was in the Superman movies playing Lex Luthor.
Oh, that's right. Yes, great Lex Luthor.
Yeah, Hoosiers and all kinds of stuff. It just keeps going and going and going and going. Reds.
What was that one movie? Letters to Make Me Edge or what?
Postcards from the Edge.
Oh, that's right.
That's an interesting thing. I think it was written by Carrie Fisher.
But
it starred somebody else.
Phil, what is this Letters to Make Me Edge? What
I
are you
don't know,
talking-
but I was very interested in finding out.
Is it a specific word from the alphabet or letter? I mean,
I imagine a Civil War general writing back home from his wife.
He was in the French Connection.
Oh yeah,
that was a great chase scene. The Poseidon Adventure. I mean, he was just in God, that man was in everything.
Poseidon Adventure, great film, great film.
ASU Buddy says, I liked him in the Superman movie.
Oh, yeah.
Turd says, never saw Hoosier. Always grabbed Air Bud instead.
Hoosiers is the way to go.
Hoosiers is the one that all the rest derived from.
Navy Brad says, you're welcome for the M&M. I had free coupons for those.
Well, then.
Well, I feel better knowing you didn't spend a bunch of money on our diabetes. But thank you, Navy Brad. It was very nice of you.
Yeah.
Silver Pop says, on another note, no note yet. No note yet. We're not ready for another note, Silver Pops. We're almost done with Gene Hackman. Don't rush things. Moist One says, everybody loves Raymond. You take that back.
No, that movie was awful. I did actually. I do remember seeing that movie at a drive-in, and I still wanted my money back.
Everybody loves Raymond?
Yeah, it was Ray Romano
Welcome
and
to Mooseport.
Gene Hackman were both in Mooseport.
Oh, I see.
Just a Tip says, you got a problem with Hackman? I'll meet you out back. That sounds like Hackman.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
What? Out back of what?
Out back in the prairie.
Out back and we'll fight.
Oh,
not Outback Steakhouse.
Silver Pop says, on another note, Phoenix Suns organization's bringing home some hardware. Phoenix Suns Gorilla has won 2024 Mascot of the Year.
Well,
hooray!
Maybe I'm just Arizona, biased, but I really couldn't even tell you another mascot. The one is maybe the Sacramento Kings have a lion. I know, and
they do.
They have a lion because they're the Kings, king of the Pride.
That doesn't sound safe.
And there's a good story behind his name. Couldn't remember what the name is, but that's about it. Other than that, I don't. Really
so you're
know
saying that story about the lion really touched you?
It's a really touching.
Where
story.
did the lion story touch you?
Around the edge of the letter.
What? What letter?
Hey, everybody. I'm over caffeinated.
Is that you or did Moist One text it?
No, that's just me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, we went to Barrow's Pizza for lunch, and I've been drinking the real stuff, the hard stuff. I had 3 of them.
The nectar of the gods.
And I knew this was going to happen.
Oh, jeez. Did you have 3, really?
I didn't count.
This is my third one right here. I had 2 teas this morning because I stopped. I was like, oh, I know where I'm going. So I better, because if I'd had all the teas I usually have, you'd have to call an ambulance. But I am very over caffeinated right now. I'm both hot and cold at the same time.
We're going to have to carry him out of here in the third segment.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Yeah. Oh,
don't you touch me.
Mm-hmm.
What is the crime? Just having a succulent Barrow's Pizza dinner? Just get your hand off my penis.
Succulent.
Devil Hawk says Gene Hackman was good in 4 Christmases with Vince Vaughn's dad. Oscar-winning performance right there.
Yes.
I never saw that. Let's see here. Okay, so here's what's going on. I will go ahead, Silver Pops. I'll bring it back to you. He says, on another note, Phoenix Suns organization is. Oh, I already read that.
Yeah, you read that.
Yeah.
I'm over caffeinated.
So when the mascot wins something, the team's really bad.
Listen, the Phoenix Suns Gorilla is like Sparky. You should win every year.
Well, yeah.
Sparky is like the best mascot. Phoenix Suns Gorilla is the best mascot. There's nobody else as good.
When the headlines are about the mascot of your team, the team is no good.
Well, the team might get a win tonight. They're supposed to. They should. You would expect it. It's the Pelicans who are coming to town at 7 p.m. to play the Phoenix Suns. Phoenix Suns favored by 8.5. The money line on the Phoenix Suns, it's a plus 270 on New Orleans. If they're, I'm just saying, they should win this damn game.
Mm-hmm.
I expect a loss.
Here's the thing, right? Is it feels like it's going to even out. It's almost not karma, but it just feels like variance certainly will go back. Look, they beat the Memphis Grizzlies. Or sorry, they made that a lot closer.
Yeah, they didn't beat them.
Yeah,
they
sorry,
lost by a bucket.
Yeah,
they lost. Once it went to overtime, you felt dread. You felt like, oh yeah, there we go.
Know we've seen this movie.
Yeah. So now that they're going into a game that they should win, I feel like it's going to be a close win, but a very close win that should not be a close win. That's my super analysis.
So here's the deal. Let's see. What do we got hurt? Nobody that matters. Who do they have hurt? No, nobody that matters. All right. So yeah, have we really lost 8 games in a row?
Mm-hmm.
Phoenix Suns have really lost 8 games in a row. That's not a joke.
Yeah.
Oof. So I took a look because we were talking the other day.
No, they have not. No, they didn't win. They haven't lost 8 in a row.
Oh, it was the Pelicans have lost 8 in a row.
Yes, because the Bulls, they beat the Bulls 121.
You're right. All right. I thought I read that wrong.
Yeah, they've lost 7 out of 8, but not. Yeah,
I knew there was an 8 involved.
Thank you, Randy.
Yeah,
I think Radio Ron is trying to shake us down for some M&Ms.
What?
He just texted in and says, "Hey, Mike over at Kasai Japanese Steakhouse says if you give me some M&Ms, Kasai will put up a $500 gift card for the winner of the NCAA Brackets Challenge."
You want me to give him the minis?
He never stated which ones.
I'd say, listen, if he's going to give the prize, you just take the minis and the regulars and let him choose.
Well, they're lucky that Navy Bread didn't give us peanut, because if it was peanut M&Ms, they would never see them.
I mean, I think I know the truth is that Mike at Kasai already has decided to give the prize.
Huh?
Okay.
Ron's just trying to get him some M&Ms.
He's shaking us down, yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't have to shake us down. We just give them to him.
He could just walk in here right now and take a bag.
But now that he's given us the option,
now lock the door.
We have to decide. Yeah.
Now lock the door.
Door's locked.
Thank you. But I don't care. Well, I mean, Navy Brad was very generous with us. There's no reason we can't be generous.
What we should
do
is open every bag. Well, I was just going to say, open every bag and see if he actually takes one.
Oh, like one that's open.
Yeah. We should just open every bag.
There should be a fair amount of licking involved. I feel like
feels like you just want to lick something.
What about if we open every bag and then we get our hands wet and throw some M&Ms in our hands, and our hands all have the dye on
stuff,
them.
and we're like, here you go, Ron.
Yeah. Here's a bag for you.
Ron, no. He says, you've been holding out on me. No, Navy Brad just brought by all these M&Ms the other day. I had no idea the bounty that we had. Phil knew. Phil's been holding out on you.
Bounty.
Be mad at Phil.
Yeah, dare I say booty?
Jeffrey
just bounty.
Oh yes.
I don't like to say booty at work. I think bounty is better.
Jeffrey just thought it was like those 5 little M&M packets that you get during Halloween. It's like, oh, how sweet. There you go.
That was nice.
Yeah. No. These are personalized knapsack. Leave home in a rucksack and go.
All right. Well, listen, we got to take a break. So during that time, we should unlock the door and let Radio run. Let Caesar take what is his. The house gets 10%, right?
Render unto Caesar that which is Caesar.
All right. And now I want Caesar salad. See, that's how this whole thing works.
Wow. You want a salad?
Power of suggestion.
Wow.
Well, my way, it's not like a salad. By the time you're done, it's like a couple slight pieces of lettuce and then the stuff that's on it.
A piece of lettuce and bacon.
Hey, be careful with those salads. Rumor has it you can lose a trachea over that.
Only if you're a pitcher.
Okay.
Yeah. Pitchers get the dumbest injuries of any sports figure in the world of sports, or even in just the world.
Absolutely.
Dumbest stuff.
Heaven forbid they get a blister. Woo! That's a season-ending IR right there.
All right, we got to take a break. We come back. We'll talk a little more about the Suns. We'll catch up. Everybody's text lines flowing in here, and we'll have less M&Ms, but we'll still be high on sugar. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, where every nail-biting overtime win, breakaway, pick six, three-point shot, underdog win, buzzer beater, shootout, walk-off, and absolutely every play in between is amazing. From football to basketball and hockey to baseball, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-859-3220. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 to 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-859-3220. That's 800-859-3220 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-859-3220. 800-859-3220.
Surprise! Your expenses this month were way higher than you expected. Also, you forgot to renew your website domain, and now you're in a bidding war.
You should see the look on your face.
At Progressive, we know small business owners don't usually like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting a commercial auto quote from Progressive.
Plus, the fridge died in the break room, and now everything smells weird.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 7 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
What if your business could see beyond what is and into what can be? What if you could create more impact in every decision? What if you had a partner as visionary as you are? With Bank of America, you get access to our trusted experts, real-time insights, and digital tools. So whether you run a local shop or a global enterprise, you're backed by business solutions to make every move matter. What would you like the power to do? Find out how at bankofamerica.com/banking for business. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank sponsor of FIFA World Cup 2026.
Are you annoyingly inattentive? Do you watch a movie and then ask a zillion questions because you weren't paying attention? Do people ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm. They can help anyone sleep. Mattress Firm's President's Day sale ends soon. Get a king bed for a queen price. Save up to $700 plus a free adjustable base with select Sealy mattresses. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or mattressfirm.com for details.
Hey guys, Jeffrey O'Brien here. Did you know Harman Solar has gone super high tech? There's an amazing tool at harmansolar.com that'll give you an instant ballpark solar estimate using satellites from space. You just type in a little information, and within seconds, you'll have an idea of just how little money it takes to save big on that monthly electric bill. I did it, and within seconds, they measured my roof and calculated my savings. It's very impressive. Go to harmansolar.com and give it a try yourself. That's harmansolar.com.
The stadiums are empty. The crowds have gone home. The locker rooms have been cleared out, and the cheerleaders have hung up their pom-poms. But we're not done with football. There are coaching moves, player news, the combine, draft picks, and NFL news out the squeaker. Football is always in season here. This is mandatory. Don't miss anything NFL. Let's go. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Your home for the NFL.
Today, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. And for no apparent reason, Just the Tip says, if y'all get around to it, I'd love to ask Randy about his thoughts on mussels. Like the seafood mussels.
Oh, I thought he was pro or against these big guns,
During the break here, I find it odd every time I come into the station, and Jeffrey and I are at the station today.
Mm-hmm.
And sitting next to my computer at my spot.
Yeah.
There is a cannabis magazine.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been leafing through this, and now I get a text for no apparent reason about mussels.
I don't really see a connection.
You think that you're getting a secondhand high here, Randy?
I don't know. Phil came in and was talking to me about something. I didn't even hear him. I'm so stoned right now. Just
how
looking
do you get
at this
stoned
magazine.
from looking at a magazine.
I mean, I
don't think that's how it works.
I feel like they have all kinds of things in here. Indiana's cannabis conundrum. See that? All those players are in Indianapolis right now.
Mm-hmm.
Are you kidding me right now? And then they've got snooze bites. Have you seen these?
No.
Yeah, apparently they're made out of cannabis, but they're jellies.
That's not really my thing, man.
Then they've got this Mojave thing, which is like a rub you put on your body.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Why don't you just put that down? I don't even know why it's there.
Infused honey.
Here,
Why
don't you hand me the magazine? Let me take a look at this.
Infused honey.
Let me take a look at
I
this.
don't want you to get stoned.
I
I'm
won't.
willing to.
No, I got a high tolerance.
He's willing to take the blunt of the blow.
Oh, my God.
wow.
Sorry, I dropped it. We'll get it later.
Oh, my God.
So he, Justin Tipp sent over a picture of mussels on a plate, and he loves them. Garlic, butter. So I don't know. You eat mussels?
No.
I think me either. Randy says, Fish Tank, is that magazine scratch and sniff?
No, I think I got a contact eye.
Boomer Sooner says, good day, Blender Nation. Beautiful day. Anyone checking out the Combine? I don't think there's anything that, I mean, there's stuff we're going to talk about it later. There's some news coming from the Combine, but really about everything but the Combine. I don't know. Has anybody done anything impressive yet? I haven't heard anything.
Well, no, nothing too impressive. But one thing that has changed since the last time we talked about the Combine, Travis Hunter, now listed as a wide receiver instead of just a cornerback, just a defensive back. He is now listed.
So is it wide receiver slash?
I believe it's cornerback slash. But
where?
So they gave him a slash.
They finally gave him the slash. Yeah.
They weren't going to give him a slash.
No, but now he's got the slash.
Why wouldn't they give him the slash?
Because he would be the first to ever have a slash. Even remember Deion Sanders didn't have the slash because
Deion did not have a slash.
No, he didn't have the slash because he wasn't going to participate. He didn't participate in the Combine. And remember, he finally just did the 40 in
Did he
dress
not
shoes.
participate in the Combine because they wouldn't give him a slash?
No, it's Deion was like, you got to pay me to perform, which God bless him.
He did the 40 in dress shoes?
Yeah, he was like, you know what? Fine. I haven't even stretched. I haven't done anything.
Just to make a point.
Gonna impress you with my 40.
The fifth letter says, yo, Donnie, you ready for that ass whooping tonight?
Oh, wow.
Don't know what he's talking about.
Better than an ass licking.
Jesus.
Wow. Did Phil get a hold of that magazine before me?
Yeah, Phil, don't touch the magazine. Wilbur says, so would you call him a slasher? Huh? ASU Buddy says Bradley Beal is hurt, and so is Monty Morris.
Bradley Beal had a couple of great shots, kept him in the game against
He's
the Grizzlies.
not on the injury list,
but he's hurt.
Yeah,
Monty Morris is on the list. Cody Martin's on the list, but Bradley Beal is not.
Let me see. Maybe it's updated since last. Let me check what Sean.
Monty Morris, one of those Morris brothers that tried to hit on your wife?
No, it's a different Morris. I
Okay.
thought so at
All
first,
right.
then it turns out it's not.
Okay.
Devilhawk says that'd be a good texture nickname. Overcaffeinated something, like overcaffeinated Wendigo. All right. I think we have an overcaffeinated something. Just haven't heard from him lately.
Yeah, I don't know.
Berg says the Suns will lose by double digits.
Really?
That's what he says.
To the Pelicans?
If you were to predict that, and you were to take the Pelicans -9.5 and bet that, my friend, is how you make a killer living. That nobody would predict.
So
that.
if I put
how you lose $1.
If I put $1 on that, how much am I going to win?
I can get back to you as soon as. Give me a few minutes to calculate this, but I will let you know. Ray.
All right.
Turd Ferguson says it wasn't Gene Hackman, it was Robert Duvall. Who? What? Huh?
We moved on another note.
Chosen One says record currently during the combine for benching 225, 49 reps. Psst, light work. Fish Tank says Deion did the 40 in dress shoes. Was that the beginning of losing his toes? Oh, that's a good point. Because listen, I have injuries to my shoulders right now. I tore some rotator cuff. I have bone spurs growing. Now, the reason my bone spurs are growing is because the injury I gave myself when I did a monster slam dunk on an elementary school hoop. And so that hurt for a while. Then the doctors are telling me now, well, because of that injury 10 years ago, you started to grow bone spurs. Now your shoulders are both messed up. So could Deion, how many ever years ago was it? 40, 30, have started the injury path by doing the 40 in those dress shoes.
Could be.
Wow. This is a new level conspiracy there.
Poor Rich Eisen. He's going to be crippled when he's an old man.
More so than he already normally would have been.
They're going to be lopping off toes.
To answer your earlier question, Randy, if you were to bet $1 you'd get back $9.10, meaning you win
Not bad.
$8.10. So
Should
if you were to
bet
put
that.
down $20, my friend,
I might have to do that.
you'd win $182.
I've got $2.30 left in my account.
$2.30
Oh,
would
yeah.
net you $20.93, Randy.
That's not big enough.
Big spender. Big spender.
Yeah, I don't know.
Boomer Sooner says, wait, this is Phil? I thought Harry was starting to morph. No, okay. Shut up, Boomer. Harris will be back next week, I think.
Yes, Triple H should be back next week.
I'm just not going to call him that.
At two, Phil. At two.
I love it. It's when a great nickname makes itself apparent, I got to respect it, man. Respect.
I mean, I do respect the irony in that.
Yeah, I mean,
he's like $1.50 soaking wet, right?
No, maybe.
Yeah. So they put Triple H on him.
Yeah.
Lakers and Wolves play tonight. That's what he was talking about. His ass whooping.
Huh.
Walter Mellon says, yeah, Jeffrey, could have been 40 years ago. It wasn't dress shoes. It was all the sugar. Diabetes doesn't happen overnight.
But
you don't know that. It wasn't the dress shoes.
Did Deion eat the sugar? I don't think he did.
At no point have I ever seen Deion Sanders eating cubes of sugar.
No.
So myth busted.
Yeah. Sorry, my friend. We're even stronger than Snopes.
Huh?
Snopes, that place you go.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the bad guy from Star Wars.
No.
Just a tip says, Eric? What? He's because we're talking betting. Moist one says, better than what, Phil? I believe there's nothing better than that.
Better than what? There's nothing better
Very
than
cryptic.
I don't remember what
3 minutes ago. We can't remember 3 minutes ago what
That
we were
is
saying.
Nothing is better than that.
Fish Tank says, yeah, I think Deion might have been on the booger sugar then.
Well, but that's not sugar.
I mean,
I don't think anybody got on the booger sugar till they got on the Cowboys.
It wasn't Deion's wheelhouse.
I don't know.
Right when Michael Irvin
as a Cowboy
and those guys.
They don't hand that stuff out at the combine.
Well, I mean, everybody knows that Jerry just kept a plate at his desk.
Oh, I did not know that.
How he
That's
did his negotiation.
And I don't
That
know
is a horrible allegation that legal's going to love.
And I don't know that the booger sugar is directly linked to diabetes.
No, I don't
Okay,
believe it is.
So for the record, the new theory is that it wasn't diabetes, that it was those dress shoes, the injury that was probably squishing those toes in the dress shoes when he ran the 40. And over time, it started to present itself as a deeper and bigger injury.
Those really thin Italian shoes.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about, Jeff.
Oh, no, I used to wear them without socks.
Oh, they come all the way out to like a point. They're like that big on the end.
Oh, yeah.
And your toes are always squashing. I never had those. I always wore, Nikes.
So he was drafted in 1989 by the Atlanta Falcons.
Yes, he was.
So we are nearly 40 years away from it. So
I figured so.
Yeah, 36 years.
Look, I mean, if you do the 40 wearing those Italian short skinny
Pointed,
shoes,
yeah.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, that's going to really
That's
cramp
gonna take
everything
toes
but
off.
your style.
Hell yeah.
I'd say that at this moment, you have to admit it's plausible.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's absolutely plausible.
Bare minimum, we can't rule it out.
Yeah.
Guess the cook says, wait, fill-in's a fill-in again?
Yeah.
Yeah, fill-in was a fill-in. He filled in again, and now this fill-in is filling in again for the new guy who needed a fill-in.
It's in the name. What would I do if I wasn't filling in?
Let me help out the fourth
That's
dimension.
all he can ever do.
Just for a second here,
Please do.
because maybe you all are not getting the memo. Until spring training is over, and until we get away from spring training and the baseball season is underway, Harris, otherwise AKA Triple H, will not be in here on a regular basis, but he is the new replacement.
He is. He's up there right now in
Until he
spring training.
Gooden pisses me off.
Who?
Until he Gooden pisses me off.
Oh,
yeah,
he's gone. Yeah, he's fired.
Harris right now is up on the foul pole, directing whether or not each ball is fair or foul. That's what he's doing right now.
He actually sits on the pole?
He's
Yeah.
he's like holding it, hugging it, and then he has a little flag that he waves.
That's a good way to get hit in the face.
Yeah, well,
Somebody's got to
maybe.
do it.
Yeah.
So back to the Phoenix Suns. Should win tonight, but who knows? Who really knows? And we didn't lose the 8 in a row that I thought we had, which is good. But we have lost 9 of 11 games in February. and things have not been great. We were talking about the playoff picture, which we have no business even thinking about, if we're honest. But yeah, this is it. From now until whenever, this can go very badly. I don't expect us to be in the playoffs. The only way it happens is if the Suns suddenly just start playing great right now, because I don't know. March is everything. March is everything. So, I'm looking at the games that are ahead, and as you go into March, the first week of March, the second week of March, you got Minnesota, the Clippers, you got Denver, Dallas, Memphis, Houston, and yeah, you got to win all of them, really.
Yeah.
You got to win them all, or else you just give it up.
They had a much easier front half.
Yes, I'm saying you got to start shutting guys down.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, also to go to an earlier report, Amanda Flugard has said that Bradley Beal is questionable tonight with calf tightness. So that is where the questionable does come up. It has been upgraded.
Calf tightness?
Calf tightness. So it's when your calf is just
what the hell? Really?
Yes. But
that could lead to an Achilles injury.
Yeah. So you
calf tightness?
Yeah. It's connected to your Achilles, Randy.
Oh my God.
So the Suns had a much easier front-loaded schedule, which you would have hoped that they would have taken advantage of. But because of these injuries that have been nagging around the Suns' studded trio,
calf tightness,
they have not been able to secure enough victories in there to put themselves in prime playoff positioning. And because of such, they are now dealing with a second half of the season that is just absolutely stocked with high caliber competition.
Tell you a quick story about a man I know that live on radio ran backwards a mile against one of the sales reps in this town, beat his ass, and he did it with a pulled calf muscle after the first lap. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something about this calf strain. Jeffrey O'Brien rose above all of the calf strain that there could be done. And he showed up for work the very next day, and he came in at 5:30 in the morning, and he did his show.
This is true, but I was also 23. And it hurt so bad. I was in so much pain. I easily handled Danny Beck running backwards a mile, laughing at him the entire time. And but still, I paid a price. There was a price. But that's not the same thing. That was exhausted muscle. There was strain. I kind of turned an ankle too a little bit.
Tells me one thing. This team has given up.
Yeah, they're about there. But listen, we got to take a break. When we come back, we got more NBA to talk about. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline nasal spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true. You wanted a walk-up with central air and a skylight, and you found it. Now, every Friday night, you get to fall asleep to the sound of your downstairs neighbors' dance parties. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
We all know just because gifts for loved ones can look like flowers, a spa day, or maybe even planning date night. But what about something that will truly last and protect your loved ones along the way? I'm talking about life insurance. I called SelectQuote to secure our coverage and couldn't believe how easy and affordable it was. I'm 40, and my $500,000 policy was only $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. And with their same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. With monthly payments less than the cost of a bouquet of flowers, this is the perfect time to make sure your family is protected.
Call Select Quote at 1-800-596-2626 or go to selectquote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-596-2626. 1-800-596-2626. Details on example rate at selectquote.com.
AZ Preps 365, your source for all the news, info, highlights, and more. Athlete news and interviews. Talk with coaches. Keep you up to date with the changes, moves, upcoming events, and more. AZ Preps 365, Arizona's ultimate prep sports show. If you miss a minute, you miss a lot. AZ Preps 365, Saturday mornings 8 till 10 on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer lets you easily compare direct rates from different insurance companies, so you can be confident you're getting the right one, even if it's not with Progressive. Way more confident than you were when you bought that TV in the parking lot. It just happened to not come in a box or include a remote. And when you finally managed to turn it on, all it displayed was the menu of Grumpy's Tacos. So use Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer and be confident you're getting insurance that's right for you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
1580 The Fanatic and at 1580thefanatic.com.
Your home for sports.
It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Kiss the Cook, I'm not even going to read that. I guess I could read it. Triple H likes handling foul balls.
Excuse me?
I mean, if that's what he's told to do, yeah. I mean, that he'll do what he got to do.
Whatever he gets paid to do, he's going to do.
There's worse things. So you know how the Dallas Mavericks sent Luka on over to the Lakers?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm aware of that trade.
Well, more is coming out about part of the reason that they were like kind of done with him. And I guess the thing that they were really upset about was really off the court. It was more about his social habits, like where he'd sit around, he'd smoke the hookah, and then drink the beer. Hookah is not always the marijuana. A lot of times the hookah is just, they have it's like vaping, kind of. Like there's flavors of things.
It's closer to nicotine in cigarettes than it is marijuana.
Okay. What I'm saying is it's more like a thing for relaxation,
Yes.
and there's flavors of the tobacco or whatever, but it's not necessarily marijuana. And then also the beer drinking.
Yeah.
And then here's why they said, well, because they also felt he was lazy. They thought maybe he was overweight, and these sorts of activities, the drinking of the beer and this and that, was just kind of heading him in a direction that they didn't want to pay for.
And what gives this validity too is not only just, insiders saying this. We actually saw a clip of this when the Mavericks won the Western Conference Finals last season. We saw that Luka was sitting there and celebrating, enjoying his beer and champagne. Yep. And who shows up but an executive just yoink, just takes away that beer from him as he's celebrating. Luka gives a look of, okay, I guess, whatever, and moves along.
Right.
That certainly now seems very foreboding and gives validity to this report.
So, but he's also a grown-ass man.
Yeah.
And you come up to a grown-ass man and take a beer out of his hand, you probably should expect a smack in the face.
Yep.
But he didn't. And so now here we are. And more to the point of what I thought the Mavericks weren't happy about, it stops at the weight gain. And the weight gain causes what? Causes bad play, but more importantly, contributes to injuries. When I went and slam dunk, and I just basically ripped both my shoulders, that's because I had a little more weight on me than a guy who should be jumping up and slam dunking a ball and then hanging on a rim. So weight contributes to injury. Unless it's muscular or unless you've got a strong core.
Yeah.
But, so all these things, I think it's fair of the Dallas Mavericks. Now they have to bear the anger of their fans. And then, of course, their GM has to, Nico, he went over to the crypto.com and the Lakers their fans started chanting, Thank you, Nico. They
Yeah.
started banging, and he's got to sit there with a big old bleep burger and just be like, okay, so he's getting love letters from the Lakers and hate mail from the Mavericks. And but I mean, I still think, I understand why they wanted to get out of that eventual max contract, but maybe they gave up too much too soon.
Well, here's the question here is that even if you believe this, even if you believe that he is going to go downhill health wise and everything else, which I completely understand. First of all, he's not even the first NBA superstar to really have such bad habits. If we go to the last two faces of the NBA with LeBron James and Michael Jordan, both were avid cigar smokers. Both enjoyed a nice alcoholic beverage from here and there. Of course, LeBron James is notorious for enjoying a cup of wine. Sometimes even when he's not playing courtside, he'll just be there with his little sippy cup of wine. I think everything's in moderation and one thing that you would hope for. But even if you thought that this was going to be a problem, you wouldn't think that it would be a problem until he was in his 30s, which the max contract would take him out of. He's only 25. You go a max contract, he'll be hitting his age 31. That's when you would want to trade him. It's absurd that they would trade him at 25.
I think if you look at the Mavericks picture of Luka Doncic from last year, and then you look at he's just been with LA for what, 3 weeks, 4 weeks?
Yeah.
3 weeks.
Well, he's inspired now, though.
But if you look at a picture of him today, he's lost and he's tightened up.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a reason, and he's
Yeah.
got people holding him accountable. Probably one, LeBron James, probably two, JJ Redick. Yeah. So no, it's great for him. I think it's going to be great for him as long as it sustains. Now you're brand new. You're, hey everybody, and he's trying to put a good foot forward. And he also knows he's playing for that max contract. And wow, I'm now a Laker. I'm not. Oh man, we could do something. There's a lot of excitement. He could revert back to his old ways.
He could, but
very quickly.
I don't think he will.
You know what's kind of unfair about the situation is that one wonders whether or not, even if they were right, part of that chip on the shoulder that he now possesses that could get him right wouldn't be there in Dallas. So it's an unfair oxymoron where it's like, oh, he's going to, if he stays here.
He needed a spark, and then they gave him the spark by getting rid of him. That's the way it is. By the way, I have breaking news. I have breaking news here on the Daily Blender.
Newsflash. This is breaking news.
My wife might have been taken hostage.
What? Oh my gosh.
Somehow I've got a text message on my phone, and it makes me think that this is code that she has been taken hostage. I'm not sure by aliens.
All right.
I don't know by Jehovah Witnesses. I don't know who.
Okay.
Hi, love. Would you be interested in trying a tofu scramble with avocado for breakfast tomorrow?
Oh my God.
I'm thinking of making one.
Oh, we need to call the sheriff now.
I'm filling the refrigerator with some tofu for you.
Oh no.
Oh wow.
Ladies
my
and
condolences, Mister.
Wow.
I need to get SWAT on the phone immediately.
Get the sheriff out there immediately. Phil, can you handle that, please? Just call the sheriff.
Yeah, right now, yeah. Wow. What was the response? Was it a positive one, or was it?
I said no, and then I realized, wait a minute, she might be held hostage.
Yeah.
So there might be a hostage situation right now in the East Valley.
Tofu.
We will keep you up to date.
Is it even real food? Tofu?
No.
The best version of tofu I've ever had is in those, when they, for the appetizers at a Chinese cuisine place, and they give you like a soup, and inside the soup is that tofu. It's like a part of it, and you're like, oh, is this chicken? No, it's tofu. Yeah, it kind of blends in with everything else. That's the best version.
I feel like it tastes best vomited.
Yeah.
And then it just never to be brought back in again.
Isn't tofu what they scrape off the bottom of boats when they've been in the water a long time?
I believe you're right.
I think that's tofu.
You're right.
Yeah.
Fifth letter says, thanks, Nico, you jackass. Gave us a generational talent. Well, that's kind of rude.
Yeah, it feels disingenuous.
I think it was a left-handed compliment.
Yeah. I don't know if he's left-handed. Swazman says, Jeffrey, just like we were talking about tough hockey players the other day, they also drink a lot of beer and then get up in the morning and just play hard. I heard a lot of baseball players, especially in the minor league, are partiers off the clock. There's a difference between a little partying, but then some people like Luka, you can see him drinking a beer and then his pudge.
Oh yeah.
You can see him starting to gain weight. He's a guy who beer does not do him well. Some people, and also think about the ages. Think about the cardio that hockey players, they're like soccer players, that kind of cardio.
Oh, yeah.
The ball players are extremely young. But as soon as they get older, that's going to start to hit them too. So, I get what you're saying, but not all things end up being the same. Walter Mellon says, Jeffrey, stay away from the tofu. It's soy. You want to turn into a soy boy? They've been known to develop man boobs. I got enough problem with my A cup right now. I don't need a B cup or a C cup.
Ooh.
Taco Kenny says, I'll ask Mrs. Taco Kenny to look into it, Jeffrey. Yeah, just check, just check the wires.
Yeah.
Just check. Yeah, I appreciate that. Coom says, you ever meet a European that didn't smoke or drink? Jokic isn't that size because he likes food.
Yeah, Jokic is not the poster boy for peak athleticism, but he still gets the job done. And what kills me is that they are willing to do this for a 25 phenom. Like that is the most unforgivable aspect of this trade.
Jokic could kill you or have one of his brothers do it.
That's a real danger right there.
I think that's right. Yeah.
I mean, I'm serious. If you're the Secret Service and there's a championship won, he should not come to the White House.
No.
You don't want him around.
No.
Well, whatever the case, let's move on to ASU. They played hard. They tried hard, but they did lose to the BYU Cougars. I feel like we probably handled that more classy than the meth heads in Tucson, because nowhere did I see a story where ASU was chanting F the Mormons or anything. So that's good. But, listen, it was a hard fought game. And ASU, ultimately did lose. They played pretty well, but they were without Alton Mason and Jaden Quaintance. So you're missing some starters. Plus, remember BJ Freeman was let go from the team, and he was a big time player for ASU as well. I'm still not completely clear on why they cut him. I know he headbutted a guy in one game, and then he was trouble in some other stuff, but I didn't understand what happened off the court, but okay, whatever. So okay, that's great. I mean, there's no moral victories, and ASU has played well below, what you would expect. Now, we don't ever expect ASU to be better than Arizona or better than Duke. We just expect them to go in there and play pretty well, make the tournament, see what happens. And Graham Rossini, the athletic director of ASU, he says, listen, going to the tournament is an expectation for this program. It's not the minimum. It's not a goal. It's the minimum requirement. And he basically just laid it down, said, this team goes to the tournament. And if they don't, then what? Well, I think ASU is going to have themselves a new head coach next year.
I mean, possibly. It is certainly a fall from grace for this team that you would expect that they'd at least make the tournament with all the plans, with all the first outs, with everything afforded to you.
We're going to do great in the NIT.
Yeah, exactly. With all that, with all the avenues through which you can actually make the tournament, not to mention how many entrants are there, it really is bare minimum to have as a requirement. Hey, make the darn tournament, and that's it. Like I've never thought in some leagues in baseball, it still is an achievement if all you do is make the playoffs. Like that is still a barometer of success for you. I think it is certainly more than fair in college basketball to say bare minimum, I need you to be at least make the darn tournament. That is it. And it's disappointing that ASU has fallen short yet again.
So, I think Bobby Hurley's a good coach. I feel
he's fine.
It's time for some new blood, and I feel bad for him
is he a good coach though?
He's a pretty good coach. He's all right. I bet, here we are talking about this, right? We're talking about the frustration over the years of where we did get with him and where we didn't go. Because you got to remember, he took ASU to the tournament 4 times. Now, they went 3 times, but they that 4th time, it was during COVID, so they didn't have the tournament. So it would have been 4 times if we're honest. So, yeah, I think he was a pretty good coach. But, hey, like we've said before, sometime a coach, it's the end of the run for them there. Andy Reid had an end of the run with the Philadelphia Eagles. Then he went on to the Chiefs, and greatness continued. So, maybe Hurley will do better someplace else. But the question is, who are you going to bring in to replace him? That's the tough part. Who's available out there that can take ASU to the next step, to the next level?
I mean, I'm willing to throw a dart at this point in time. I don't necessarily need an established coach. I'm willing to take a risk. I'm willing to go, because settling for what we have now, it's not even settling at a just bare minimum level. It's you're settling just for the sake that you have a Hurley. That's it. I mean, I don't. It's a name and names only. Like there's no results to back up the name.
I agree. Oh, wife texted me.
Okay, how is she doing?
Why is everybody calling and asking if okay? What's going on? In case that she's being held hostage, I'm not responding to that. So when we come back, we will pick it right back up. We got lots more to talk about. Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students.
We all know just because gifts for loved ones can look like flowers, a spa day, or maybe even planning date night. But what about something that will truly last and protect your loved ones along the way? I'm talking about life insurance. I called SelectQuote to secure our coverage and couldn't believe how easy and affordable it was. I'm 40, and my $500,000 policy was only $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. And with their same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. With monthly payments less than the cost of a bouquet of flowers, this is the perfect time to make sure your family is protected.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-596-2626 or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-596-2626. 1-800-596-2626. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
I've just been feeling so sluggish lately. You should try the Metamucil 2-week challenge. The Metamucil 2-week challenge? Yeah, Metamucil 4-in-1 fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Start your daily routine now, and in 2 weeks, you could be feeling great. Well, it's been 2 weeks. How you feeling? Lighter and feeling great. If you want to feel lighter by promoting digestive health, sign up to take the 2-week challenge at Metamucil.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer lets you easily compare direct rates from different insurance companies, so you can be confident you're getting the right one, even if it's not with Progressive. Way more confident than you were when you bought that TV in the parking lot. It just happened to not come in a box or include a remote. And when you finally managed to turn it on, all it displayed was the menu of Grumpy's Tacos. So use Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer and be confident you're getting insurance that's right for you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
The GCU men's basketball squad is coming off their winningest season in 35 years, their third trip to the NCAA tournament in 4 years, and their first ever NCAA tournament victory. Returning 4 of their 5 starters in Ray Harrison, Colin Moore, Duke Brennan, and reigning WAC Player of the Year, Tyon Grant Foster, the Lopes look to defend their WAC titles and make a run to the Sweet 16. With a non-conference slate, including Stanford, Georgia, and crosstown rival Arizona State, you won't want to miss a moment of the action. So join me, Michael Potter, and Lopes insider Paul Coro all season long, right here on the home of the Lopes, 1580 The Fanatic. Lopes up.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender, and your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Phil the fill-in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And GCU is in action tonight at home versus UT Arlington. I was very surprised to hear that they are in 3rd place in the WAC.
Who did GCU?
Yeah, it's shocking.
Lopes.
It was shocking.
Wow.
The Lopes are riding the slopes.
They are 14-1 in home games, so the home court advantage is the world to them. But they're third in the WAC, and just astounding. But I feel like they're doing good now. I feel like that they're playing the way they want to play lately. I think that the trouble was in the beginning of the season. I feel like they're going to be hitting their stride now in time to go to that WAC tournament here in just a couple weeks.
Well, the WAC tournament's only part of it. I mean,
I know
they have to do well in the WAC tournament, like for example, winning the WAC tournament in order to get themselves into the big dance.
A couple of weeks from now, WAC tournament starts on March 11th, and the future of what happens with them, it's all about right there. And being third in the tournament. Hopefully they're getting hot at the right time. And I mean, this is just, we got so used to them being number one year after year after year. And they've stumbled a little bit this year. They've struggled. And then there were some injuries. And, so are they back to full strength, Phil? Are they playing with a purpose? Are they making everybody proud?
Well, I think what's interesting about this particular team is that they have returned a lot of their starters, and even so much so that a lot of the young talent that they had last season, or at least incoming here, have overtaken the talent that they have, meaning that last year's starters, some of them have been moved to the bench, which you think would reinforce and really help round out the team. But for some reason, I think it's just really demoralized the entire team and led to some lack of effort. At times where the effort really is inconsistent from game to game. So
why haven't they transfer portaled then? If that's a thing,
I wonder if it's just a matter of whether they wonder whether or not that they can be viable anywhere else, where they're not being offered starting jobs, and maybe that's where it comes into play. I'm not entirely sure, but I do know that consistency has really doomed them. Especially in their 2 losses that they've had in conference. Right now, they have 6 losses altogether, but they're 2 losses that you would have thought would have been wins and helped them secure at least their own conference, which leads to an automatic playoff berth. Has really been through the key of inconsistency and effort, whether that be on defensive or offensively.
So it is just automatic. You win the WAC. You're in the tournament. No matter what.
No matter what. So that really is going to be the key to how they go. I'm also a little confused. Somebody with a much bigger brain than me, maybe Potter, is going to have to explain to me why they're number 3. Because right now they're second in their conference standings in the conference record. Obviously, they're second in overall win-loss record. So it is interesting why they're number 3. But yeah, it certainly does not bode well. No matter what, they are certainly. No matter which way you slice it, they are not favored to come out of this conference.
Well, it's interesting because, they're reported to be third, but now I'm looking at the standings here, and no, they're at second place. They're 1.5 games back of Utah Valley. So I wonder if
maybe they're being projected.
No, I think I got some bad information.
Okay, yeah, maybe.
Sometimes they use ESPN, sometimes they use CBS Sports. Guess which one has it correct?
ESPN?
CBS Sports.
Oh, really? Okay.
CBS.
ESPN gets so much wrong, Phil. Oh, I don't even know why I bother. Here I'm looking at the standings on the CBS. Utah Valley is 12-1. Grand Canyon is 10-2. 1.5 games back. And then after them,
the Baptist.
No, you don't understand. You got Utah Valley 12-1. Grand Canyon 10-2. The next team is 6-6.
Well, that's within conference. Keep in mind, but yes,
an ugly conference.
Yeah, overall, the next best team is 13-13, which would be California Baptist.
So let's see here. Utah Valley has beaten GCU. They have already beaten them this year. Once.
But GCU beat them 75-57 just the other night.
Yeah,
February 1st.
Each team securing a home court.
Right. So they've split this. If I'm scrolling kind of badly here.
Yeah,
so they both won a game. Is that what I've got? Utah, they lost to Utah Valley, and I'm scrolling, and then they won over you. Oh, they beat the hell out of them. 22 points. You're right. Yeah. They don't play them again until the tournament. And so, so it's basically between these 2 teams. Unless Abilene Christian, California Baptist, UT Arlington, Tarleton State, Seattle U, who are all basically the same team right now. And one of those guys pops off an upset. Southern Utah, not you. Utah Tech, not you.
No.
Basically, if you're from Utah, not you.
Yeah.
Except for Utah Valley.
One thing that certainly doesn't bode well is that Grand Canyon has been like just close in all of these games. It's not like they're blowing everybody up. Utah Valley Wolverines, they only have the one loss against Grand Canyon. Otherwise, they have just been absolutely dominant. So I think that's partly why you feel so much better about Utah than you do Grand Canyon.
Well, you got to feel better about Grand Canyon because at least they didn't lose twice to them.
I mean, that's true. Yes.
This is a thing where when they play, it could go either way.
It could.
And that's exciting. That's fun basketball, but not what we're used to. And, sometimes years are like that, I guess. Bullseye says there's only one reliable website, and that's Yahoo Sports. You can't trust ESPN or CBS.
What do you mean you can't trust CBS?
Yeah, what are you talking about? CBS. Although we're not CBS anymore.
Well, no.
We're Infinity.
Infinity.
Which is the same as CBS. It was CBS on Westwood 1, and then I don't know what the hell's wrong with people. Why aren't we still just CBS?
People are always moving stuff around.
I hate when they change names.
Yeah.
CBS. Now I'm over caffeinated and angry.
Yeah. Well, usually happens.
Filthy Phil. Don't forget to call for a radio report for Randy. Why didn't you just say that to me? You could just said that to me live on air.
What?
You wanted me to?
A radio report?
Yeah. No, a weather report.
Yeah.
Oh. Are we calling for one now?
No.
I didn't think so.
But I am now.
All right.
Time for some weather. Here's Randy White.
From the 1580 The Fanatic Harmon Solar Weather Center, Chief Meteorologist Randy White. We're currently in Intercourse, Pennsylvania. It's cloudy and 56. Beautiful skies overhead now, sunny and 80 degrees currently in the valley. Looking for some mid-60s through the weekend and getting us back on track, back into the 80s early next week. Wind out of the west-southwest at 10 miles an hour. The dew point at 21 degrees. The UV index is 4 out of 11. And the moon phase is a new moon this evening. Again, 80 degrees currently in the valley. From the Harmon Solar 1580 The Fanatic Weather Center, Chief Meteorologist Randy White. Back to you, Jeff. Go.
I feel like I just got a bunch of pop-up ads from you.
Why?
Because I just want the weather. You don't got to tell me what the sexy moon is or the barometric.
What are you talking about? That's all weather. I mean, that's all weather stuff.
I think it's too much. I just want to
humidity 11%.
What was the high temperature today?
80 degrees.
Okay, at least it wasn't 90. That's good. And it's going to cool down this weekend.
It's going to cool down just a bit. Yeah.
Probably going to go on the last walks of the year with the dogs before the pavement gets too hot.
Really?
For it to start burning their little tootsies,
No kidding.
Or you have to put shoes on them.
Yeah, they won't wear them.
Yeah, I've had that problem with my dogs. I never understood people that could put all types of apparel on their dogs. My dogs have always refused.
I have a problem. So when I go for a walk with my wife, and I put on a white t-shirt because I don't want to be hot out there. So I'll put on a white t-shirt instead of a dark shirt or whatever.
Sure.
But here's the problem with that. My dogs are smart.
Okay.
And they have figured out when I have a white t-shirt on, there's going to be a walk. So I'm almost going to have to sneak out of the house to go on walks without the dogs because we tried once. We're like, yeah, let's just leave the dogs here. And they're like, oh, we want to go. We're like, no, it's just a little us time. And they're like, well, we want to go. And then when we walked out of the house, we got down to the sidewalk and off in the background, Bebo, you would have thought he was being murdered. Like, oh my God, we're just walking this for just a walk. You can't say the word around them either.
No, you can't.
You say the word walk and they're like, huh?
Yeah.
And now it's like white t-shirt is the dead giveaway. I can't do that.
So you need to go to maybe an off cream.
I'm just going to stash a shirt outside like I was sneaking out of my parents' house, going clubbing. It's like I have my pajamas on when I go out, but I find this cool shirt and I'm like, all right, here we go. I'm way too nice to dogs. I should not be this nice to dogs. I don't want to break their hearts.
I see.
I mean, we can try the shoes on them and maybe like, hey, if you want to go, but they lose their minds. You can't say the words walk.
No.
Treat.
No.
Well, those are the two. Those are the worst.
See, with my two, it walk, Cecil loves to go for rides too, so you can't say ride.
Nice.
You can't say treat for either one of them. You can't say ball to Blue because he loves to play ball.
I say code when we're talking about it. Stroll. I say that to my wife. I want to go for a stroll. And when it comes to treats, we just say, "Did you give them a milk bone yet?" And then that way they
haven't figured out what milk bone is.
No. So I had to speak a totally different language around them.
Oh yeah.
We spell it out. So, hey, have you made the dog SIT yet? No. Okay. That you're going to want to say that before you give him a TREAT.
Problem is, I can't SPELL.
Yeah.
So she can't do that.
Yeah.
Although she does spell around me when she doesn't want me to know. So that's
well, I can see why. Yeah.
Kind of embarrassing. She does it in public. Anyway, Swazman says, Jeffrey, as a current pet sitter and a dog walker there, you're so right. The animals tune in to everything you do, all your moves. They can shape your behavior. Yeah, they do. Because, I mean, I'm the guy who, I'll talk a big talk, but when it comes to pets, I'm a big softy.
Yeah.
I'm always like bumping him. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. I actually am pardon me. Oh, sorry. To dogs all the time.
Excuse me, good sir.
And as I walk off, I'm like, he's a dog. He just licked himself. Why am I worried about it? And they bump into me. One of these days, they're going to kill me. Walking down the stairs.
Yeah.
They're rude.
And once you land on the bottom, you'll say, "I'm sorry."
See, I tell Cecil and
Was
Blue,
I in the way?
When they're licking themselves, I tell them both, you only do that because you can.
No, that's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
I mean, yeah, we all would.
I mean, come on.
Who among us would?
Oh, I don't know. You get to a certain point in life and success, Phil, that it's better if it's someone else. That's all I'm saying. I don't know if I would ever want to learn yoga. Boomer Sooner says, I saw an interview with Jim Harbaugh and the Chargers GM. Says,
did you now?
Harbaugh, you have to sign Khalil Mack. He said it live on camera. The GM gave him a look. Oh, so Harbaugh said it. I'm confused. I'm confused by the way you typed that, Boomer Sooner. And we will not, you know what? We're not going to talk about it now. I'm confused. Who said that to who?
Khalil Mack.
Khalil Mack. I feel like he's kind of.
So apparently, Jim Harbaugh said to sign Khalil Mack.
The way he did
Chargers
this,
GM.
Quotation Harbaugh, comma, you have to sign Khalil Mack, making it look like Harbaugh said it. Come on, Boomer Sooner. Moist One says, any chance of some wet stuff in intercourse? Was it Indiana?
No, Intercourse, Pennsylvania.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there's always a chance in Pennsylvania. I understand there's a large Amish community there in Intercourse, Pennsylvania.
It's quite dry in that part of the woods.
No,
it's very dry.
I don't
Fire
think it's
hazards.
very dry at all. No, it's
they do make a lot of Amish.
There's a lot of bushfire. I mean, brush fires.
I feel like it's one of the wetter points of the great United States.
Now that you mentioned it,
yeah.
Kiss the Cook says tofurkey. That's real food. You shut your stupid mouth.
No.
Navy Brad says you should let Buddy and Bebo try tofu. If they run away, follow them.
Yeah.
Trust me, they're not going to eat that garbage. They're very picky. Chosen One says, who would be your way too early March Madness winner? My Badgers should hopefully make the Elite Eight or better, says Chosen One.
I'm going to say St. John's.
Why
because
St.
of
John's?
the Italian connection?
Yeah, well, the Godfather's doing a good job there in St. John's. The problem is I don't know if there's enough hookers to get them through March Madness.
Are there ever enough hookers?
I don't know.
Can you ever have too much of a
Really?
thing?
I just, just, yeah.
Rick Pitino, we're talking about.
Big George says, so when do shows start getting preempted for conference championships and NCAA tournament action? I need to plan my schedule. Should we tell them or not tell them?
Let him guess.
Okay, so next week we're good. Next week we're on every day. The next week after that, you'll never know because I'm not telling you. See, I'm kind of part of me wants to promote these things. The other part of me wants you guys just to show up and be like, "Oh, god dang it," and we still get a ratings point. I don't know. What do you think?
You should tell him.
We should have these meetings off air. Probably.
Yeah, you should probably.
Possibly, yeah.
It's Big George. He's been here a long time. Doesn't he deserve to know?
What if we made them pay for it? All right, if you send $5, I'll send you an email with the full sketch. Make a little money off this.
Blender at
1580thefanatic.com. By the way, speaking of Blender, at 1580thefanatic.com, we got a couple of music lists yesterday.
Did we?
Brad and Navy Brad and another person. So you got to give me your text or nickname when you send this in, but a guy named Aaron.
Music lists?
Yeah.
Is that so these are what the listeners want to hear coming back for bumpers?
No.
No.
Here's the dealio.
You weren't here. You weren't on
you were
audio.
I was here in spirit.
Yeah.
So here's what we were talking about yesterday. We were listening to the bumper music, and I was just kind of like, oh yeah, we're talking music, and then we were like, what we need to do? We haven't done this since COVID. We had we made playlists on Spotify with the Fourth Dimension.
Oh yeah.
And I said, how about we do this? We did a classic rock one, and we did our little 30-day challenge one. So there's a couple of different Daily Blender music mixes on Spotify. And I said we should do a new one, road trip mix, and everybody could send in their favorite road trip songs. And I said maybe 5, maybe 10. And so Brad and Aaron, bam, they were on it immediately.
Yep.
Sent in some very nice lists, and so we should put together a little promo to run during the show, so I don't have to keep talking about it. But say, hey, send us what you think your top 10 road trip songs are.
Where would they send that to?
Blender at 1580thefanatic.com.
Clip that last 10 seconds of audio, William.
But you talked over it.
What do you mean?
Because when I was saying it, you talked. You gotta let me do it again.
Okay.
Blender at 1580thefanatic.com. There you go. Now email that to Randy.
Last 10 seconds, or when he started talking about this.
Do you want me to say the thing about the list?
Where he says, we should make a promo to run during the show. Just go ahead and send all of that audio to me.
Oh, yeah. Why don't I?
Yeah.
No, I want an actual thing that during the commercial breaks. Yeah.
I can make you a smoking ass promo. I mean,
as long as my ass is smoking, I'm happy.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. I'm just going to tell you guys. What you do is you think, I got at least 10 good songs for a road trip.
Yeah, it's got to be road trip type music, though.
Email me your list. Blender at 1580thefanatic.com. And we're going to put all these in a pile. And then we'll start. We'll have a music meeting, Randy. We'll have a music meeting, and we'll go over some of these songs and figure it out, as the Canadians say. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
What's your road trip song, Randy? First thing comes to mind.
Eminence Front by The Who.
Huh. Phil?
500 miles.
I would walk 500 miles.
That's solid. That is solid. I got to give you that. Anything Billy Idol.
Really?
Yeah, there's some. Yeah, I can't decide.
Moni or White Wedding or
Oh,
Eyes Without a Face.
No, not that one. Not that one.
Oh,
that's not a road trip song. So, if you guys want to give, don't text it. Don't text it. You gotta email it. Blender at 1580thefanatic.com.
Absolutely.
Let's take a break. We'll come back, and I don't know what the hell we're doing. I'll read a bunch of these text messages I've let pile up. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, where every nail-biting overtime win, breakaway, pick six, three-point shot, underdog win, buzzer beater, shootout, walk-off, and absolutely every play in between is amazing. From football to basketball and hockey to baseball, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-859-3220. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems. And if you're 50 to 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-859-3220. That's 800-859-3220 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-859-3220. 800-859-3220.
Surprise! Your expenses this month were way higher than you expected. Also, you forgot to renew your website domain, and now you're in a bidding war.
You should see the look on your face.
At Progressive, we know small business owners don't usually like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting a commercial auto quote from Progressive.
Plus, the fridge died in the break room, and now everything smells weird.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 7 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
What if your business could see beyond what is and into what can be? What if you could create more impact in every decision? What if you had a partner as visionary as you are? With Bank of America, you get access to our trusted experts, real-time insights, and digital tools. So whether you run a local shop or a global enterprise, you're backed by business solutions to make every move matter. What would you like the power to do? Find out how at bankofamerica.com/banking for business. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank sponsor of FIFA World Cup 2026.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Free and Gentle provides an excellent Tide clean, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues like dyes or perfumes. So it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
Hi, guys. Jeffrey O'Brien here. Have you ever gone to HarmonSolar.com? Well, you really need to, because everything you ever wanted to know about how solar power can save you big on your monthly electric bill is right there. It's online. Through your phone or through your computer, you can learn about tax credits, the equipment they use, look at how they do things for businesses as well as homeowners, see testimonials from happy customers, and I hear they got a pretty good podcast, too. Check it out. Go to HarmonSolar.com. That's HarmonSolar.com.
The Rich Eisen Show.
What do you do if you're the Tennessee Titans? I would go with Cam Ward. I would say we don't want to be up here any longer. Or they do fall in love with Shedeur Sanders. With all due respect to Will Levis, I know we have these conversations over and over and over again that you have to be patient. You have to believe in your guy. They unfortunately didn't draft him.
The Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays at 10 a.m. on 1580. The Fanatic.
Today's Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. All right. Got to get caught up. I am behind. Let's see. Some of these may be out of context, but I'll read it. Moist One says, nothing like a good Amish creamer for your coffee. Random Texter says, doesn't some beaver or something come out of a hole to let us know if it's going to be a longer winter or something? Isn't that what happens in intercourse, Pennsylvania?
No, I think it has something to do with another beaver.
Yeah, it's a groundhog. They've already passed that. Yeah. And they said, hey, 6 more weeks of winter. And Arizona just laughed.
Yeah.
Hefty Lefty says, I've always been impressed to be to be honest, a little jealous of the efficiency of dogs' heinies. Imagine how convenient it would be to almost never have the need to wipe. Well, they do, though. They run their butts across we are lucky. My dogs do it in the grass because they know if they do it in the house, they get yelled at. So, but yeah, and that's pretty nice. Lacrosse, although I've told the story where I had to pull that stringy poo out of Bevo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lacrosse guy says, since Triple H isn't here today, does anyone know what his lacrosse IQ is? I'd imagine it's just as high or low as his regular IQ. We never asked him about lacrosse, did we?
No, I don't believe so. Not to my knowledge. I know that he's listed his pro teams and everything that he's got, but I don't think lacrosse has ever been asked directly.
It pains him that I'm like, don't say college. Just tell him your regular teams. He really loves college sports. The lacrosse guy, why don't you ask him that question when he's here? Don't ask him behind his back. You can ask to his face.
Yeah, don't make him angry. I don't think you'd like him when he's angry.
I don't think we have anything to worry about.
Okay.
Bruno Baller says, "Is Selection Sunday on March 16th this year?" Well, it's on a Sunday. Okay. That's why they call it Selection Sunday. Okay. Yes. In fact, we're going to air it. Selection Sunday, March 16th, 3 p.m. I was just kidding. Please don't be mad. Kiss the Cook says, "Dag rabbit, you cut out. Who woke up with morning wood?" And what?
What?
Boy, I don't know what show you're listening to.
Are you listening to our show?
Chosen One says, "Aaron is me. I sent the list. Sorry I didn't include my texter nickname. No need to read this on the air. You know, if you lead with that, I won't read this on the air." Chosen One. When you guys say don't read on air, please start with that.
Yeah.
But thank you, Chosen One. 888-368-1580. Swave Dave says, "Here's a road trip song. Not sure if anyone has thought of it yet. Todd Rundgren's Bang This Drum All Day. I don't want to work. Just want to bang on the drum all day." I had no idea that's who did that song.
Todd Rundgren did that?
Yeah.
No.
According to Swave Dave. Who do you think did it?
Can't even say I know that song.
Bang on the drum all day?
You've never heard that song?
Yeah, I've heard that song.
Yeah. I just looked him up. I don't know. I believe you. They say that Todd Rundgren.
Todd Rundgren, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. What was the band?
Can't believe that.
He was in the New Cars, Utopia, Naz, and Neverland Express.
Well, it's just because you have it up there.
That's the only reason I know. What do you think? I just, just so you know, just pulled that right out. Hefty Lefty says maybe he's a Denver Outlaws fan. Harris, maybe he's a Boston Cannons, maybe even the Long Island Lizards. Maybe he likes those lacrosse teams.
I'm a fan of the Long Island Iced Teas.
For
whatever that is worth.
Will jack you up fast if you're not careful.
And you won't even see it coming.
Oof.
Just half an hour later, you're saying, "Wow, I'm seeing the scent of purple."
Mm-hmm.
Not even know.
No, it's sneaky. Bruno Baller says, "Rest in peace, Gene Hackman."
Yeah.
Is Hoosiers the best high school sports movie ever? Some can make a case that it's the best sports movie ever.
Oh, I would say it's definitely one of the best sports movies ever.
I'd give it top 10.
Well, also, it's not high school; it's college.
It's high school.
Is it high school?
Yeah.
Indiana's like that.
All of them? Is everyone in Indiana a Hoosier? From college
they
to high
call
school?
everybody in Indiana
the
Hoosier.
nickname of the people there.
Yeah,
but
But
the people.
It wasn't about the Indiana Hoosiers. It was about Hickory.
Oh.
The Hickory Huskers.
I guess all this proves that I need to watch it.
Which, by the way, was based on a true story.
Yes.
Here's a true story. Big George, I said, email it. Don't text me your list of road songs.
Live by live, shot reaction of each song Big George wants to list out.
Some are good, some are okay. Yeah.
I would bet.
George, you got to email that. Slave Dave says, "Hey, if you get a chance, check out Todd's band Utopia and the song Caravan."
No.
I'm good.
I mean, I would if I wasn't doing this right now. I don't.
No.
I'm not as mean as these guys are.
Caravan by Utopia?
Do you know it?
No.
Hefty Lefty says, "Long Island iced teas were the only chaser I was allowed on my 21st birthday power hour. It was a fun night from what I've been told." See what I'm saying?
Long Island iced tea is like walking out in front of a Sherman tank.
Mm-hmm.
You never know what side you're going to get hit with.
So I have legendary resistance to alcohol.
Uh-huh.
And I showed up. I was mad about something. I showed up with a couple of friends who were having dinner, and they said, "Hey, come on, join us out here." And I'm like, "I don't know. Like, what do you want to drink?" "I don't care. Put anything in front of me." And here comes a Long Island iced tea. And at first I'm like, that's about as unmanly as I could think. I was like, "Why would you give me that?" They're like, no, trust me, it'll calm you down. So I just drank it, and I was like, "I'm going to need another one. And is there even alcohol in this?" And they brought me another one. And I didn't get drunk, but I was like, I feel something.
Yeah. I feel warm and fuzzy. Yeah.
It's different. I don't usually feel anything when I drink. And they're like, "Well, we told the bartender you needed it to be extra special."
Yeah.
So yeah, it made a dent.
Wow.
I wasn't drunk, but it made a dent. Swazman says, "Jeffrey, Necessary Roughness. That is a great sports movie. Plus, Kathy Ireland was the kicker. Remember? Oh, it was so long ago. I think I saw that movie once.
Necessary Roughness?
Yeah, I don't know.
Scott Bakula stars in. Yeah, you don't usually see it twice.
Scott Bakula stars in Necessary Roughness.
I feel like the only high school basketball film is Hoosiers, but I can remember like tons of high school football films.
And then a lot of Friday Night Lights.
Friday Night
stuff.
Lights. Remember the
Yeah.
Titans,
Yeah.
Radio.
Yeah.
They're just off the top of my
Radio
head.
really wasn't a football movie, really.
Well,
It's kind of.
is Rocky a boxing film?
Yes.
Yeah. Then I would
Eventually.
compare. Yeah, I would compare the two to being like, wait, is it really about this or that?
Bruno Baller says, Jeffrey, would you allow to Shy by Kajagoogoo on your playlist? I don't see how that's a road song. Don't think is that it's too shy. Hush, hush. I.
Oh no. No,
Probably not feeling that on a road trip, Bruno Baller.
That's where you
No.
stick your head outside the window and just listen to the wind.
Bruno Baller, really? Really? You're coming across with Kaja Goo Goo?
Fun to say, Kajagoogoo.
Oh, it is.
It really
I mean,
is.
I remember back in the day, and when I was on KZZP,
Mm-hmm.
I had to play that
KZZ. That was a great station.
Kaja Goo Goo.
Fifth letter says, you too. Sunday, Bloody Sunday.
Oh, that's a good. But is it a road song though?
No.
Yeah, I think it's like people don't realize that there are differences in what a good song is. There can be a great song, there can be a great road song,
Mhm.
and then there can be a great karaoke song. Like each three are different in their own opinion.
Got a better a road song from you too. Vertigo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
road song.
What
Oh,
about Beautiful Day? That's a nice.
That's a little
Yeah.
bit soft. It's a bit soft for
That's
Yeah,
like
but it's got a nice beat to it.
that's like at the end of a road trip, you're like finally arriving at your destination, and it's like sun setting.
Well, it's the end of the day, so it's not a beautiful day. The day's over, so you can't be
Yeah.
playing that then.
It'd have to be a beautiful night.
You have to play that at the beginning in the morning.
And then it would have to be like, Nights in White Satin or something.
Oof, God, I could
Kinda
crash
end
into
the-
a tree.
End the day with that. Well, it's either that or Adele.
That ends every day.
That makes me want to drive into oncoming traffic.
We don't need Adele. Lacrosse guy says, "How about Life is a Highway?" You know that song?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fair.
it's
I like
I'm
the
kinda-
Rascal Flats
It's
one.
very 80s. No country
It's
music.
kind of tired.
There'll be no country music on this road trip
No,
song.
that's the one that's in Cars.
No,
It's
no,
so rocky.
no,
It's not even a
no,
wet.
No. Hey, Phil?
Yeah, Jeff.
No. Chosen One says, my college town had $2 Long Islands on Fridays. You go out with $15, tip $1 each time, and still get totally blasted.
Yeah, that's like a dime beer night at a AAA baseball. Like you,
Oh, my
you
God.
just look at the carnage.
It was back in the day when I was in I'm doing another back in the day thing. It was Nickel Beer Night at the Phoenix Firebirds.
Nickel Beer
Oh,
Night.
my
KDKB Nickel Beer Night at the Firebirds.
Mr. Wilbur says, Randy, were you on KZZP when Jonathan Brandmeier was there?
I was there after he was there. Johnny the Boarded. Yeah, I was there after him.
Another Jonathan that was amazing. Jonathan L. Remember him? Did you work with him back
I
at
did not.
KUPD,
I
KUQ?
did not
Oh,
work
he
with
was
him.
so good
No.
on KUKQ.
No.
Coach Carter is a really good high school basketball movie, says Hefty Left.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's right. That is a good one. Yes.
I forgot what we're even supposed to be doing right now.
Well, you were catching
I
up
think
on
a
the
sports
text line.
show is one of them.
All right, I got news for you. Got breaking news.
Uh-oh.
Oh, breaking news.
Yeah, break-ish. But yeah.
Newsflash. This is breaking news.
It's only breaking news if you haven't heard it yet. But it's a few hours old. Travis Kelce has announced he is not retiring.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
good
he
for
says,
him.
I can't go out like that. So he says he's sticking around. He's like, yeah, after what happened to that Super Bowl. And then it turns out word from the GM was that he was suffering from an injury, undisclosed, but he wasn't quite himself. And he says, yep, I'm coming back for sure. He says, I'm going to try to get in the best shape I've been in the off season and get back to that mountaintop. He says, I got a real bad taste in my mouth with how I played in that last game and how I got the guys ready for battle. So Travis Kelce, he's like basically saying this body wasn't ready. And then he feels his job is to inspire and get the other guys ready. And I guess he didn't feel like he gave it the attention it should.
You want to know what else he what else he said? The music he's been listening to lately is a reflection of his mood.
Okay.
That he has to just shake it off.
Oh my God. As long as she doesn't act, I'm fine with her. I got no problem.
Right. It says right here.
Yeah. Well, I will say when he says he can't go out like that, sadly enough, it is he could be talking about many things, because not only did he have a bad ending.
No, it says he turned to Taylor's music.
Oh, I see.
Right
yes.
here.
He did have a bad Super Bowl. His postseason overall wasn't that bad. I mean, he did have a great round against the Buffalo Bills.
Wait. He says he turned to Taylor's music?
Yeah, Travis Kelce turns to Taylor Swift music to cope with Super Bowl loss. The Chiefs tight end shared that the music he's been listening to lately is a reflection of his mood.
Yeah, maybe don't. Maybe we need to get him. Let's get him a copy of the Daily Blender road trip mix when we're done.
Yeah, maybe the Super Bowl is the reason why he's crying these teardrops on his guitar.
See, I'm just guessing that's a Taylor Swift thing. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Knock it off. But yeah, I guess he had some sort of a health issue. I don't know what it was. But the GM says of the Chiefs says we're never going to make excuses and talk about this, but he was battling some pretty big illness before the Super Bowl.
Sure he was.
I mean, there was
cooties. Taylor Swift gave him cooties.
I mean, there was certainly an illness that swept through the Philadelphia Eagles locker room. That was reported, but
no
cooties. Don't you know about cooties?
Come on, Phil.
I mean, I know a lot about cooties.
But they say
he's a super spreader.
No, she is.
Soccer Mom Assassin says, as a huge Taylor Swift fan, this is wonderful news about Travis Kelce. I hope they get married someday.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
They might get married, and then when they break up, Taylor will have a brand new album all made for her.
Yeah,
and there would be bad blood between them.
She will be due. But let's talk about the fact of things, though. Step back. If he said, I didn't have my guys ready, I didn't have me ready, that means he was spending too much time being Taylor Swift's boyfriend, maybe. Because what else would have distracted him from doing those things he does? So I wonder if this is going to, he's like, I'm coming back, I'm going to do better. And I wonder if that will put a problem between the two. But what are her expectations? You know what I mean? Don't know. Bullseye says Travis Kelce had some diabetes. Too many homemade Pop-Tarts from Taylor Swift. It's possible. I can't say you're wrong, Bullseye. Moist One says bad taste in his mouth. I can't read the rest of that Moist One.
Yep.
Travis Kelce says, Mr. Wilbur, according to Taylor Swift, was suffering from ED. I don't believe that's true. I don't believe that is the illness that would have affected his Super Bowl play. But listen, the NFL would do just about anything to keep those two kids together.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's not an actual marriage, but a marriage of providence for both of them. They both profit greatly.
Well, I don't know about Taylor Swift, but the NFL, absolutely. You can complain all you want about Taylor Swift ruining the NFL, but unless you got $1 billion you can fork over to the league, I think they're just not even going to listen to you.
Yeah,
it's a big old STFU, because according to a company called Apex Marketing, the value of the publicity Taylor brings to the NFL, literally $1 billion.
Yeah, according to it's not a blank check. It might be a blank space there in the check, though.
Yeah, a company exec for Apex Marketing said if you were a brand and you wanted to go buy media for your product or service, you'd have to spend this amount to garner this level of media exposure. Even when they booed Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl, it was good for business. It became a discussion. It kept the conversation going. And of course, that gravy train is going to continue. Travis Kelce not retiring. So long as they stay together, the NFL is like, do you think it translated on radio that I was greedily rubbing my hands together?
I think so. I think so.
Anyway, I don't think that they're fake. I think they're legit together. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't think they're fake either. I think they do love one another, but come on, man.
I just realized, Moist One, don't even text in. I was like, I don't think they're fake.
Ooh.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so by the way, speaking of tight ends, okay, I meant Travis Kelce. Rob Gronkowski says, I am not unretiring. There had been some rumors that he might unretire, and he came out and said, no football. No football. He said, just time to relax. He's not playing football.
Are you kidding me? He's making more money at doing commercials and stuff than he ever did playing football.
I don't know if that's true. I mean, he did pretty well. But you might be right.
My gosh, he's making all kinds of money.
Yeah, I see him in his underwear like every other commercial here.
Well, it's just because you keep going to those sites.
Yeah,
I don't ever see him in underwear.
You're not doing it on a station computer.
Yeah,
right?
could you not use our stuff for that?
I was just looking for his Gronk spike.
His what?
His Gronk spike.
You think that's what he's like? Come and get the Gronk spike.
Yeah.
When we come, somebody's coming back.
One of us is.
Somebody is. There's a guy I wish would unretire. Probably not going to unretire, but he might have to unretire.
Michael
And
Jordan.
he's an Arizona Cardinal. Tell you about it when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit, 800-895-1414. That's 800-895-1414. 800-895-1414.
I've just been feeling so sluggish lately. You should try the Metamucil 2-week challenge. The Metamucil 2-week challenge? Yeah, Metamucil 4-in-1 fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Start your daily routine now, and in 2 weeks, you could be feeling great. Well, it's been 2 weeks. How you feeling? Lighter and feeling great.
If you want to feel lighter by promoting digestive health, sign up to take the 2-week challenge at Metamucil.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. What if your business could see beyond what is and into what can be? What if you could create more impact in every decision? What if you had a partner as visionary as you are? With Bank of America, you get access to our trusted experts, real-time insights, and digital tools. So whether you run a local shop or a global enterprise, you're backed by business solutions to make every move matter. What would you like the power to do? Find out how at bankofamerica.com/banking for business. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank sponsor of FIFA World Cup 2026.
The GCU men's basketball squad is coming off their winningest season in 35 years, their third trip to the NCAA tournament in 4 years, and their first ever NCAA tournament victory. Returning 4 of their 5 starters in Ray Harrison, Colin Moore, Duke Brennan, and reigning WAC Player of the Year, Tyon Grant Foster, the Lopes look to defend their WAC titles and make a run to the Sweet 16. With a non-conference slate, including Stanford, Georgia, and crosstown rival Arizona State, you won't want to miss a moment of the action. So join me, Michael Potter, and Lopes insider Paul Coro all season long, right here on the home of the Lopes, 1580 The Fanatic. Lopes up.
Did you know that daily multivitamins boost your health on the inside and the outside? It's true. Multivitamins with folic acid boost energy levels, improve your mood, and promote overall wellness. And if you decide to have a baby, they can help prevent birth defects in a pregnancy. That's why the Arizona Department of Health Services is offering a free 3-month supply of multivitamins. Visit azdhs.gov/PowerMe-A2C for free vitamins.
Sponsored by the Arizona Department of Health Services.
The most important event in sports could happen at any time.
Like right now.
Or right now. Or even now. Don't miss history. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, or at 1580thefanatic.com.
Back to the Daily Blender on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. As we are efforting our way towards 6 o'clock tonight, and Jeffrey is indisposed at the moment.
He's using the executive suite.
Yeah.
He's taking the Browns to the Super Bowl.
He's in the chairman of the board chair right now, and he'll be back shortly. But did you hear about this, Phil? The new NFL salary cap.
I've heard it's expanding.
$279.2 million per team for the next season.
That means how much is it growing from this year to next year? I believe it's in the 20s, 20 million.
Well, last week the league had projected it to be around 277. It ended up today at 279. It was last year at 238.
So wow, we are looking at a 46 million. If I'm doing math correctly and quickly, $46 million increase. Woo.
NFL Vice President of Communications Brian McCarthy noted the total projected player cost, including benefits, are slotted at $362.48 million, approximately $11.599 billion for all 32 clubs in the league.
Damn.
Yeah, no kidding.
So, do the quarterbacks get richer, or does everybody get richer?
Well, how does this affect the not the salary cap, the
free agency?
No, not the free agency. The
draft?
No, the teams can put the thing on you.
The franchise
tag. How does that affect it?
I'll tell you what, people are franchising tagging right now. Is that the phrase? Franchising tagging?
I think
no.
Franchising tagging. I like the extra ing.
Because the action you are doing is
franchising.
Don't care. Like it my way.
Franchising
tagging.
Yeah.
It's already begun. The Chiefs went ahead and franchise tagged the dude. I think this just it makes it easier.
Yeah, Trey Jones or Trey.
Trey, one of the Trays. Upright tray table.
Or three.
So, $279 million. That is pretty good.
To answer your question directly, Randy, it does not affect the franchise tag because the way that the method of franchise tagging works is that it takes, I believe, the top 5 to top 3, depending on what year of franchise tag you are on, top 5 at your specific position. So if you are a slash guy, as we've discussed earlier, that's where discussions are needed to have. But let's just make it easy. If it's Travis Kelce and he's a tight end, if he were to be franchise tagged at this current point in time, he would make the average of the top 3 to top 5 at his current position and be paid, I think, 10% less than that.
Right, but it makes it easier for the team to place a tag because they have more money to work with in that cap.
Yes, so it works in that
right.
See, I was never good with numbers. That's why I'm independently poor. But I can never understand.
Well done.
Thank you. I can never understand why these guys, when they get franchise tagged, they get so pissed.
Well,
I mean, they're making great money.
Because they think in a free agency situation or other situation that maybe they could get a max contract or they could get a bigger contract. And then this is for 1 year. They're looking for multi-year contracts. This is how the teams get away from trying to sign something like that.
I understand. And I understand it's in favor of the teams, but
they want multi-year.
But still, you can make 1 year what you would normally get in a multi-year contract, right?
Yeah, but it's not a multi-year contract that has guaranteed money and you are safe. They're looking for a little more safety there.
If I'm the Bengals, I go to T. Higgins, I say, look, here's what we're thinking. This is what we want to do for you, but we need you to take this franchise tag this year.
Right.
It's like, why don't you give me what I deserve?
Well, because we can't. We have this need and this need and this need. And we got to take care of that first.
Sounds like a you problem, but I'm a great player and you need to treat me better. And I'm mad because you're going to give me a franchise tag. So now I got 1 year of guarantee when I could have had 3.
Well, you're going to get guaranteed.
That's why they're grumpy.
Well, okay. So here's the thing is that T. Higgins, if we're going specifically with T, right now he's going to be going on to his second contract. You're right, Randy.
Is he chamomile, by the way?
I'm not sure.
Earl Grey?
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So if we have a player, this ideally works best if you are Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins has made a historic amount of money, mostly because if you remember, he played the franchise tag game and won. The other side of that, though, for the average player that is not a quarterback and not protected by the rules of the NFL is Cam Chancellor, who was on a franchise tag. And after that was never able to make back and recoup the money that he otherwise would have gotten because he got injured on that franchise tag, was seen flipping off, showing the bird off to Pete Carroll and the organization while he was being carted off because yes, he made more money that 1 year than he would have in a contract, but he would have made overall for the lifespan
2
of
years
the
of
contract.
guarantees
We're talking
down the
about,
toilet.
We're talking about
And not just the 2 years of maybe guarantees if he had a better contract. Now it makes it harder for him to get on a new team, and they can just drop his ass.
We're talking about incredible wealth, and these guys are getting mad over.
Randy, it's incredible wealth for 1 year versus incredible wealth for multi-years.
Well, T. Higgins isn't going to. He's not going anywhere.
Well, for T. Higgins, though, the problem is that last year he made $21 million on the franchise tag. That's great money, but he's looking at a 4 to 5 year contract that on the free agent market with the New England Patriots, he'd be making $40 million. He'd be making $40 million each year. So a 4-year, $160 million on the low end versus 1 year at $21 million. So that's why they get upset, because he would be making, specifically in his case, a significantly less amount than if he were to actually hit the free agent market.
So if you get the choice of, $25 million, I'm just going to throw this out. I don't care what position. $25 million for 1 year when you could have signed $100 million multi-year contract, 3 or 4
security.
And a bunch of that guaranteed. Yeah, you're going to be aggravated about it. Yeah, $25 million by itself, that's great money, but you're missing out on 3/4 of the money you could have had, and that's why I don't think they're less than grateful to be making generational wealth. I think it's just, this team is not respecting me. They're giving me this 1 year. I could get hurt in this year and never play again. And then, so where's my security of a multi-year contract?
Also, if you play a position that is completely undervalued by the league as a whole, and you are somebody who is going to set the course, you are going to be the person that sets the market for the others. A la Justin Jefferson is the best wide receiver, right? He sets the market. You look at Travis Kelce. For a long time, he took less than he could have, but he was the one setting the market for the tight end specifically. If you are the one who is supposed to be the next one up to reset the market, you're getting the average of the top 3 of your position as it is. Like Christian McCaffrey, if he were to get play under the franchise tag and making the top 3 average of the running back, well, right now the running back average is at a historic low. So he will be severely underpaid than what he could generate if he were on the open market.
I thought the same thing that Rich Eisen says in that promo. Now that the salary cap is going up to historic levels, you have no good, smart reason to not pay a running back. Running backs should start to see their tide raise a bit with this $23.8 million higher cap. The running back position, everybody got underpaid, and then all of a sudden, what did the running back position do? Proved itself necessary, proved itself effective and worthy of the kind of money that they were asking for. So not every running back, but there's a bunch of running backs who are underpaid right now.
Are you saying that these players that don't take the franchise tag and want a multi-year contract at X amount of dollars, and if they get hurt in the first 5 minutes of a football game, they're going to make all that money for 4 years?
Well, not all of it, but a bigger chunk than the 1 year franchise tag.
So if they sign a 4-year, $160 million contract, averaging out at 40, they probably sign a guaranteed portion of that for $100 million. So instead of the guaranteed entirety of a 1 year franchise tag at, again, $21 million, they would probably, their bare minimum, if they never played another down again and they were still in the practice on the roster, yada, 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 they'd make no less than $100 million, no matter how much they did or did not play. And then by the 3rd year, they'd want a new contract or whatever if they were still healthy and playing.
Damn, I don't know.
888-368-1580. Swave Dave says, was there a quarterback who took a few teams to the bank with franchise tagging? Yeah, Cousins.
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones is the most recent one where he was.
Well, that's the Giants being idiots.
Yes.
He didn't take them for nothing. They took themselves.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins is the poster boy for this, for making every single cent he possibly could.
Moist one wants Cruel Summer on the
by Bananarama?
Yeah, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
No.
Fifth letter says, Travis Kelce uses a bidet. I feel like that's probably a good way to get clean, I guess. I don't know. I've never tried it.
I think that's his business.
The bidet is the way.
Big George says, Phil.
Yes.
Please cease making references to Taylor Swift songs that Jeffrey doesn't realize are songs.
Wow.
Like Blank Space.
Yeah.
Well, I don't care if he does, because I don't know any of them. Hurry Harry says, you can't say literally like that, Jeffrey. That's reserved for another word. It's not up to you, Hurry Harry. It's not up to you. I say what I want, when I want, and how I want to say it.
Mm.
I don't have to just say vaginale. That way, I can say literally.
Yep.
I've been saying literally
Yep.
like that for longer than I've been saying vaginale.
Yep.
Hefty Lefty says the Museum Club in Flagstaff.
Whoop!
Wow, had dime beers. Had dime beers on Wednesday nights up till about 8 years ago. A couple of places also did quarter well drinks on a Wednesday. Basically, Wednesday was an absolute blackout fest up in Flagstaff.
And they saw that as a challenge, not a promotion. Yeah.
We missed some fun. Dropping the Soap says, did you know Cruel Summer was written by Prince? Still don't care. Not playing it.
Prince has written a lot of songs that you would not otherwise know, but are chart toppers.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm aware of that, but still doesn't get it on the list. Swave Dave says, so watch teams keep paying too much for quarterbacks, not enough for running backs, and still not beefing up their O-lines. Well, teams can be stupid.
Teams certainly can and continue to be stupid, yes.
No, I don't think I'm going to say that word that way. Not saying anally the same way as I say the other. No, not going to do it. No. Swazman says, Jeffrey, how about bringing back the pina colada? No, not Phil.
No.
Don't.
I'm just.
I see you reaching, Phil.
I both Randy and I saw that look in your eye. You were thinking about it.
No.
Yeah.
That was a thought.
All right, guys, one more hour of this. It's after this.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
Attention! Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-226-9944. 800-226-9944. Again, that's 800-226-9944.
Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer lets you easily compare direct rates from different insurance companies, so you can be confident you're getting the right one, even if it's not with Progressive. Way more confident than you were when you bought that TV in the parking lot. It just happened to not come in a box or include a remote. And when you finally managed to turn it on, all it displayed was the menu of Grumpy's Tacos. So use Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer and be confident you're getting insurance that's right for you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true. You wanted a walk up with central air and a skylight, and you found it. Now, every Friday night, you get to fall asleep to the sound of your downstairs neighbors' dance parties. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers not available in all states.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
Quiet, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3,
too. What? Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Phil, the fill-in the control room. You guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Kiss the Cook is having an existential crisis.
Okay.
Gas in the van or eggs? Gas, eggs. Gas or eggs?
I've recently converted over to the finer bird. I'm going chicken instead of eggs as of right now until prices go back down. Then I will go back to eggs.
So you eat chickens for breakfast and not eggs?
Yes.
Our chicken is chicken cheaper than eggs?
Chicken. Well, yeah. I mean, right now it's on par. Yeah.
I feel like George H. Bush, at the scanner at a grocery store, going, "Wow, that's that thing." Like, I'm out of touch. I don't do the shopping, so I don't know. I don't know how much eggs cost now.
Eggs, I believe, if you go to Sprouts somehow is, pushed forward in the cheapest. It's like 18 for $8 to $9.
Gee, many.
Yeah.
No, that can't be like that every day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So for let's say I just want a dozen eggs. How much?
If you go somewhere,
that'll cost you about $12.
About 12.
Are you sure you guys are shopping the right places? I feel like you can still get them for like $6-7.
No, Jeffrey. Yesterday's egg prices are not what they're being sold for today. That's liquid gold you have right there.
I was told things were going to get better immediately. I guess we'll see what happens. Kiss the Cook says eggs are freaking expensive. He says, I'm dying some potatoes for Easter.
Grade A eggs at your local Fry's store.
Yeah.
$8.89.
Okay, well that's not.
That's for a dozen. That's for a dozen.
So $8 for a dozen. That's
if you want 18, $14.69.
Damn. Is that with a coupon?
No.
Well, I have no
coupon.
idea.
No, you got to clip that out though.
All the people during the pandemic that went and got chickens, smartest people on the planet.
Yep.
But if you have a rooster in your backyard, your neighbors hate you. Navy Brad says chicken wings and bacon. That makes a good breakfast. Cardinal Art says, well, eggs give you gas if they're boiled.
That is true. Yeah.
Oh, I do love me some hard-boiled eggs. Nobody likes looking at me though when I bring them in.
I love a hard-boiled egg.
I will say though that those are amongst the smelliest items that exist, right? Because I mean, there's no portion of that does not smell.
Hard-boiled eggs are smelly.
Well, right after you boil them, and you dry them off after they're cool.
Yeah, they're pretty.
And you put them in the fridge. You open up the fridge later, and you're like, "Who fought it?" It does smell like a
wow.
Yeah.
Prior to eating, during eating, post eating.
Really, I never.
I slap a little pepper on those babies. They don't smell at all.
I mean, they taste great.
I love deviled eggs.
Oh, deviled eggs are good, yeah.
But I'm afraid to eat them at a party because I'm like, how old are these? How nasty? And
who put them together?
Yeah,
also, you don't want to be known as the deviled egg guy, right? Like you need to be pretty clever and just going around and like, I'll take a half an egg now. Yeah.
And if you're at a party and you have a deviled egg, you get a little bit on the side of your mouth. People think you got rabies, or you've been doing something else. Because you got that.
How many times
has
this happened to you?
Never thought anybody had rabies.
See what I mean?
Chief Skull says, "Where's Harris? Did he get punished for not having the show ready at the end of the show yesterday?"
Guys, we told you. If we told you once, we told you twice. He's out there at spring training games, dispensing the ice cream, making sure that everybody gets a nice healthy scoop.
And by the way, we punish people in person.
Oh yeah,
yeah. That's not how we don't send them away. They wish we would.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Bear Claw says, REO Speedwagon, roll with the changes.
That's good for a road.
There's a road trip.
Yeah.
Did you email it, Bear Claw? Did you email it? Bruno Baller says, hey, do you guys have any mini vacation plans for all the time you're getting off during March Madness? Can I just say, it's missing my kids' spring break by a week.
Oh, that is.
Oh, that's a bummer.
The week that they have spring break, we still have to be here. Sort of. Well, I got a couple of those days. I don't know. Anyways, my problem. Moist One says, punish me, Daddy.
Just let that sit there and ruminate for a while.
Big George says he bought a carton of eggs for $4.99 at Trader Joe's yesterday, and that's in California. So cheap egg prices are still out there. So here's the thing. If the prices are supposed to be going down, they ain't going down. You know why? Because Big Egg is behind this. Big Egg is just trying to shake you down. The Big Egg, look, you see how the oil companies do stuff? Why? What's that? Oh, they'll raise gas prices. Well, there's a storm in the Gulf. They're like, oh, really? Yeah. Oh, it didn't matter, but now we got a story. Raise the gas prices. Let's screw everybody. So now Big Egg is like, well, why can't we do that? Because we just sell eggs.
The big roosters behind this.
Mm-hmm. And so
the big cockle doodle doos.
We just got to wait until Big Egg realizes, oh, they're not eating as much egg now. We better lower these prices. So that's the thing. You know, the best way to get the egg prices down is we all stop buying eggs for. I mean, come on, man, get a bowl of cereal for a while.
Yeah, oatmeal.
Yeah, get a bowl of cereal. Hey, we'll all weather this out.
Yeah.
If nobody buys eggs for a while,
oh yeah,
then boom, egg prices go down.
You know what I've wondered is that the egg prices have gone up for all of us, right? And even Waffle House. But the local restaurant that serves breakfast, I haven't noticed any of them put a surcharge on their eggs. Are they just eating
Waffle
that?
Houses and Denny's is.
Okay, so those are like exclusive breakfast.
McDonald's, they went the other way. They just dropped their egg McMuffins like $1 on the dollar menu.
What?
Yeah, I don't know.
See, that's
because what they sell is not really food. I think that's my guess.
You want to talk about tofu? You've been eating it for a while. If you've been eating McDonald's.
Damn it. Number one Rattlers fan says, does this mean Denny's, Waffle House, IHOP, every egg-related item is going to go up in price? I hope not. I love a good omelet, he says. Yes. And I mean, I can surprise this has gone on this long.
Yeah. Again, it's one of those things I sit back and I'm like, is the restaurant really eating this surplus in eggs, or are they getting it that much cheaper than we are as consumers? I'm not sure.
Chief Skull's already loaded up the car. He says, on my way to California right now with Mrs. Chief Skull. If eggs are $4.99, I'm loading up in the back of the truck and I'm bringing back here and I'm going to sell them for $7.99. Yeehaw. Well, you'll have to go to Carlsbad, and hopefully Big George isn't full of...
Big George, he'll show you where it's at.
Well, you don't even need. I mean, you just Google it. You know, there's only one Trader Joe's in Carlsbad, I think.
You know who's being affected by this? Bakeries. Think about how many eggs they have to go through to make a cake.
That's a good point. A lot of people are being affected by this. So, hopefully the avian flu will be figured out and taken care of. Right. Hold on. Oh, they fired all the people who are supposed to take care of the avian flu situation. So, Big Egg. Moist One says, please, this conversation is upsetting my barren wife.
Oh my God.
You don't have a wife, Moist One. Stop it. Let's talk about some combine stuff, shall we? Abdul Carter, turns out, he was like, I think I might need a surgery because I got an owie in my leg, my foot. I got a stress problem. And then the doctors were like, maybe you don't need that surgery after all. And but you can work out at Penn State's Pro Day, March 28th, so people get a good look at you, before the draft. And then he's like, yeah, I should go number one. Should he go number one?
If he's got a foot issue already?
Well, they're saying his agent, Drew Rosenhaus, which you can trust him, says, this shouldn't have any effect on anything. He's fine.
My question would be, why? I would just take the surgery. Maybe this is just me, and of course I'm no medical professional, but I would just take the surgery because wherever they're going to draft you, they're going to draft you. And otherwise, you're kind of going forth with the Shaquille O'Neal mantra of this. I got hurt on company time. I'm going to get recovered on.
Doctors looked at some more scans, new scans, said surgery is not advisable there.
I think it's been mixed. I've seen other reports where it's like it can go 50-50 depending on what
the latest info.
Okay, so maybe it's advised to not do so. But I wonder whether or not he's just worried about whether or not the team that he will go to would not request him to do so, would request him to play through this, and maybe they'll give him time off in training camp, yada, yada, yada. Honestly, though, if we're talking about an edge rusher, that's amongst the lower training, lower workout, lower tiered positions to where kind of like a running back where I don't need you to be fully in the scheme. You're kind of just in there to wreck stuff. So
he did wreck stuff. 68
yeah.
tackles, 24 tackles for a loss, 12 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, all in 2024.
Yeah, so I mean, he is certainly he just wreaks havoc on an offensive line. Certainly, a fear instills a fear for the quarterbacks. So I'm not going to necessarily be upset if he misses a lot of time in training camp as long as he's ready to go day one. As far as like a number 1 overall pick in this particular draft, where it's seen as a lower tier draft, not only amongst quarterbacks but kind of overall, even like offensive linemen, I'd say yeah, he does certainly rise to the level of a number 1 overall pick in a weaker draft.
Hey, Chief Skull, turn back.
Where's it going?
Well, Chief Skull said he was on his way to California to get those $4.99 eggs.
That's right.
Big George clarifies Trader Joe's has a strict 1 carton limit per customer per day for eggs.
Yes. There have been lines outside of Costco, which they're elitist, as we've established. But there have been lines outside just specifically for eggs. Everything else is fair game. But the eggs, they are selling those babies like hotcakes.
Not me.
So my wife, she loves eggs for breakfast.
I love eggs too.
And so we have decided one kid doesn't have to go to college, and we have eggs every morning. And but I could go without eggs for ever. I mean,
no,
honestly, I don't need them. I can eat cereal. I can eat my toast. I can go without eggs until the storm passes.
I swear to you, and you can text and have Sports Girly text this in for verification. I have not gone without eggs this long in 6 years. I usually have about 1 serving of eggs per day.
Mm-hmm. It used to be so cheap, right?
Yeah. It was a cheap
protein
way to get protein in.
Go buy yourself a jar of peanut butter.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah.
Shut up, moist one. We don't want to hear about your dog. Back to the combine thing. So I guess at the combine, the New York Football Giants met with Matthew Stafford's representatives about making him a New York Football Giant.
Wow.
And
don't do it, Matthew.
So see, the Giants did it the right way. This whole thing about Matthew Stafford and Tom Brady meeting up in Montana, that sounds pretty hinky, but the NFL, because it's Tom Brady, have cleared him of any tampering or anything like that.
Any wrongdoing.
Yeah, but are you an analyst, Tom Brady, or are you an owner of a team,
Yes.
sort of?
Yes.
I mean, I feel like they're letting him get away with just absolute murder right now. They didn't give him any grief for being in production meetings. They didn't give him any grief about anything. The NFL is letting him get away with stuff they would never let anyone else get away with. But okay, so that's the rule. It's the Tom Brady exemption. And so I guess they went skiing. Just if you're going to recruit a quarterback, let's go do something that potentially could break your arms or legs. So they went skiing and stuff. And that is his way of trying to talk Matthew Stafford as like, hey, you ought to be a Raider. You know, the Giants showed up and they're like, hey, you ought to be a Giant. So, everybody is working on it. But
I guess my question is, would another Super Bowl with the Rams, with the Giants, let's just go those 2 teams, does it do much for you in how you view Matthew Stafford? Does it change where you see him in your own personal legacy standings?
You see him kind of like Eli Manning a little bit.
Yeah. I don't think
Matthew Stafford?
Yeah. He's pretty good quarterback, really good.
Like I think I don't think another Super Bowl cements his Hall of Fame status.
Oh, please.
You think it does?
Oh my God.
I don't think Matthew Stafford is first round.
I don't know
think
that he's first round, but I mean,
he's Eli-ish.
The problem is he was on the Detroit Lions for how many years?
Like 12,
the first 10 or 12 years
but
of his
put
career.
Up constant and respectable numbers.
Correct. And then he goes to a good team, the Rams,
immediately wins the Super Bowl.
Immediately wins the Super Bowl. That's got to tell you his talent level. That's why I'm saying if the Giants pick up Matthew Stafford, it is the worst move in his career. They will kill him in New York.
You don't think he'll get killed by the lack of an O-line the Raiders have?
Well, either team
Both
doesn't.
teams are bad.
But the problem is who's the better coach in this situation? Would Pete Carroll would be a better coach for Matthew Stafford to be a part of that team, would old roly poly, what's his name, Dabo, be a better coach
you know
for
the
him?
answer. You know the answer is Old Man Carroll.
So, especially since Matt wants to stay on the West Coast, he likes L.A. They've got a nice home in L.A. There's no snow in L.A. They can. It's an easy trip over to Las Vegas. They'll be able to play in Las Vegas, and then he can retire a Raider and be done with it. But dear God, don't go to New York, man. Don't go. He will get killed in New York.
To your point, or to the point of at least saying Dable's better, Pete Carroll doesn't have a Coach of the Year win. Dable does.
Oh my God!
And he's on the right side of the ball to be
Pete
alluring.
Carroll
to Matthew
has
Stafford.
a Super Bowl.
He's got a.
He's
been to two Super Bowl, lost one, and won one. So
I put Pete Carroll above Dable.
I'd say as far as an allure,
and I'm sorry, organization goes, the Giants are a hot damn mess.
Oh yeah,
the Raiders are kind of goofy. They're not as bad as the Giants as organizations go.
I think Pete Carroll's going to turn the Raiders organization around. You watch.
Well,
a lot of guys are going to want to go to Las Vegas because Pete Carroll's there.
I'd say that organizationally, we have the check has yet to be written for the Raiders, right? Because with Tom Brady coming in, seemingly taking over operations from an ownership standpoint of view, Pete Carroll coming in, putting his stamp on the organization, we have yet to see. But as far as like heritage, I think that the owner for the Maras certainly has more legacy structure than the Raiders have.
Legacy, schmegacy. Who they are right now is a joke. The Raiders are kind of a joke, but less of a joke.
Remember, the Giants are the ones that let Saquon Barkley walk out, and they overpaid Danny Dimes. And they started, what was his name? The Italian cat?
Ben DiNucci.
Donnie DeVito.
Donnie DeVito. Remember?
Yes.
Remember that?
I do remember that. I'll say this one thing. Since we are Arizona's betting station now, it is still time that you still have an actionable amount of time since we are having a discussion that it is possible that Matthew Stafford could go to the Giants, and we all agree is a great quarterback. And I know it sounds crazy, but this time last year, the Washington Commanders getting a Super Bowl ticket would have seemed crazy. Right now, go ahead and bet a little bit, just
$1.
Just a smidge on the New York Giants to win the Super Bowl. When they make the playoffs, if they have Matthew Stafford, I think we all would agree that they would.
Oh, my God, no.
You at least have that ticket to act as insurance.
Oh, my God,
just a sprinkle. Just a sprinkle.
Nah.
Oh, my God,
$1.
No.
Maybe $1.
I'm telling you guys, it's value.
Don't waste.
It's not going to happen. I love what you're trying to do and what you're trying to say, but holy mackerel, no. If he went there, they don't have enough. It would be like him starting at 40 as a rookie quarterback in Detroit again when they were terrible and they didn't have an offensive line.
Let's go to the text line. 888-368-1580. Moist One says, I'd go to the Giants if I got a night with Mara's daughter. Thank you, Moist One.
Oh, boy.
Cheese Skull says, based on the teams Matthew Stafford has played for, I think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, more so than Aaron Rodgers.
Right. And my point only was, do you think going somewhere else and winning a Super Bowl elevates that? I don't think so.
I don't know. I don't see a Super Bowl in his future.
Well,
Silver Pop says, Tom Brady exemption. We can claim that on our income tax return, right? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Quiet Cannon says, back to the egg conversation. We were out. We were out, Quiet Cannon. He says, I hear those chickens have very strong union. No roosters allowed. And they're threatening to walk out in lieu of substantial raise.
No, I'm pretty sure it's a big egg, like Jeffrey says.
Yeah, you don't blame the working woman. You blame Big Egg.
Yeah, just because the chickens are hatching a plan doesn't mean that we need to.
The roosters have these poor women just laying eggs as fast as they can go.
Hefty Lefty says, luckily, egg whites haven't gone up yet. I have a piney of those each day for a midday protein snack. I think you meant pint.
I think pint, yeah.
Or is that like slang for a pint?
No.
Piney.
No,
get me a piney.
He's just being ridiculous now.
It's
brother. Slave Dave says, don't let them suck you in. Del Silva, you the eggs at a loss and jack up the prices and everything else.
What's Silva got to do with anything?
I think what he was trying to say, they'll sell you the eggs at a loss and jack up the prices.
I thought Silver was the commissioner of the NBA.
I'm very confused. Navy Brad says, in my opinion, I say Pete Carroll gone by the end of the season.
Really?
He's not
No
that
way.
old.
No way.
Oh, wow.
That would be sad. I mean, if he was standing on the sideline and just collapsed and that was it.
Rattlers fan says first ballot Hall of Famer Aaron Rodgers. Yes. Stafford, maybe. Eli Manning, maybe. Well, Eli Manning can't be a first ballot because he just missed one.
It already passed.
No. Sorry, Rattlers fan. You got to keep listening to the show. You'll know things. All right, we got to take a break. We'll come back. Got some more football stuff to talk about. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, where every nail-biting overtime win, breakaway, pick six, three-point shot, underdog win, buzzer beater, shootout, walk-off, and absolutely every play in between is amazing. From football to basketball and hockey to baseball, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Free and Gentle provides an excellent Tide clean, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues like dyes or perfumes. So it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer lets you easily compare direct rates from different insurance companies, so you can be confident you're getting the right one, even if it's not with Progressive. Way more confident than you were when you bought that TV in the parking lot. It just happened to not come in a box or include a remote. And when you finally managed to turn it on, all it displayed was the menu of Grumpy's Tacos. So use Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer and be confident you're getting insurance that's right for you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Every day, parents are investing in their children's futures, from helping with math to practicing for spelling tests to saving money for their education. I'm Arizona State Treasurer Kimberly Yee. As parents, we want to give our children every opportunity. An AZ 529 education savings plan grows tax-free. So by saving even $15 a month now, we can make a big difference later. And that is the best investment of all. Learn more at az529.gov.
Sponsored by the Office of the Arizona State Treasurer.
The Rich Eisen Show.
The salary cap in the NFL is going up and going up by a lot. Now, a lot of folks may wonder, what does that mean for you and your team? Guess what? If it was $255 million last year, and it was, and it can go maybe up to $281 million this year, what that means is if you're going to start scrimping on a running back, you are a complete and total moron.
The Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays at 10 a.m. on 1580, The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. I just picked the wrong time to start eating M&Ms, I guess.
Yes, you did.
It's okay. I haven't heard from you in a while. F the process. It says, hey, don't forget one thing. Vegas has no income tax.
That's true.
So,
yeah,
Maddie Stafford might want to go there.
And especially when you're talking about an income tax on $50 million, that percentage can be a lot, which is what reportedly Matthew Stafford wants to play next season on.
Oh, he'll get it. He will get it. We are in the midst of a great quarterback drought.
Yes.
There's
in the NFC.
So many, tumbleweeds just blowing across the Great Plains. It's the Dust Bowl of quarterback need. AFC needs some quarterbacks too, man.
I don't see anybody coming out of the draft this year to be ready to play football anytime soon.
One guy,
Shedeur Sanders.
I don't think he's going to be starter.
He will be.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't think so.
Don't know exactly who's taking him. I don't know which one of these teams, but he'll start.
Apparently the Giants are in love with Shedeur Sanders.
Well, good. Let the Giants pick him up and start him.
I don't think they're going to get him. I don't think he'll be there for them.
It's possible that the Giants are in love. Here's the case for the Giants landing Shedeur Sanders is that they possibly trade up from number 3, number 1.
Sorry, Phil, we're listening. Randy's just messing with me.
Shedeur Sanders goes number 1 to the Giants when they trade for the number 1 overall pick and move up from 3 to number 1 to ensure that they get Shedeur. And then that way, the Titans still land at 3 and you get one of the 2 best prospects, either of all time or of the year, whether that be Travis Hunter or Abdul, whoever's left.
Smart money is Travis Hunter.
Well, I mean, unless who's picking at number 2 wants Travis Hunter, in which case at number 3 you still get a great pass rusher or a great talent. Either way,
going to be some dealing. Jet says Matthew Stafford doesn't have the MVPs to get him in the Hall of Fame on a first ballot. He'd need 2 more Super Bowls to get that done.
Oh, I would say he will easily be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, if you look up his numbers, I don't think MVPs are what gets you in the Hall of Fame.
They help.
Well, they help. Yes, of course. They add some zip to your resume.
Well, I'd say that MVPs are something that would differentiate between getting into the Hall of Fame and not. Look at Phillip Rivers. I don't know how we all feel about this, but I do not feel like he is an MVP, or sorry, that he is not a Hall of Famer, because I never felt at any point in his career he was a top 10 quarterback for sure, never a top 5. And he has like career numbers, but he was never even one of the regarded as a top 5 quarterback at any season that he played.
I don't want to talk about that. He was on my
he has
Colts
a great name
for a while, and I don't
best name in the league, but that's all he's got going for him.
Don't want to talk.
I mean, I would love to see where he ranks Matthew Stafford. I mean,
if Matthew Stafford gets
in all-time career stats,
if Matthew Stafford gets the Raiders to a Super Bowl after the drought that they've endured, I think that is certainly noteworthy.
You have a point, but it won't happen.
Yeah.
Anybody hear about this Jordan Schultz, Ian Rappaport thing? Ian Rappaport is like the Temu version of Adam Schefter. And so I guess Ian Rappaport works for the NFL. He works for
yes.
And so he's like hanging around there at the Starbucks. And Jordan Schultz, whose dad owned Starbucks, or is the CEO or something. Yeah, he comes in there and starts like, "Hey, Rappaport!" Like starts yelling at him. And he's like, "We need to talk." And Rappaport's like, "We don't need to talk." And Schultz is just like, "Hey, you have something to say to me. You say it to my effing face." And then he got in his face. And he says, "And if this continues, we're going to have an effing problem." And Schultz is like, I don't think I said effing, but okay. And then Rappaport says, "Hey, you need to step back." And then Schultz repeats, "If it happens again, we're going to have an effing problem. Now I'll step back." Nerds. They're just nerds.
Hey,
no,
Ian,
nobody was going to fight.
Hey, Ian, here's some breaking news right to your face.
So, you know, the whole thing was because Jordan Schultz had talked about how, Tom Brady had met with Matthew Stafford and kind of talked about, and then what Jordan Schultz got mad about was that Ian Rappaport downplayed the report, said, it ain't no big deal, whatever. So Schultz was like, "No, don't you downplay my story and act like I don't know what I'm talking about." So they got into a little thing. Here's the problem. This might go bad for Jordan Schultz because since Rappaport works for the NFL, the NFL is now investigating this. Did not happen on a field or at an NFL site. This happened at a Starbucks. But because Rappaport is an employee, the NFL is going to investigate this. So you're asking, okay, well, what could the league possibly do if this is nobody hit anybody? There was no violence. He just got yelled at. And so what people are thinking is if this NFL investigation shows, well, he was being verbally abusive, the NFL now pulls all credentials from Jordan Schultz from messing with our boy and broadcast partner.
Wow.
I mean, I get it. The guy in theory is questioning not only your professional integrity, but also part of your livelihood.
Rappaport was doing that to Schultz.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
And Schultz works for Fox, so Fox is going to have something to say about this.
Certainly. And I get that Rappaport is questioning all these things, which are certainly can hit a nerve. That being said, check yourself, man. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not this serious, and you're over here now making an issue of it. And you always got to remember where you're shooting and where it's going to hit.
A lot of people don't realize this. When Phil says check yourself, he speaks from experience, because there was a time where he wrecked himself because he didn't check himself.
I see.
Wrecked him.
Yeah.
Damn near killed him.
No.
Wow.
Not that.
Not
sorry.
Rectum.
Anyway, Jordan Schultz probably within his rights to tell off Rappaport, but now he's opened the door to possibly losing his connection to be, another insider. He will suddenly become an outsider. Then I would sue the NFL if I were Jordan Schultz for that.
I mean, yeah, I can see why. And certainly, again, when it's of your entire livelihood at stake, I would understand. But if they make that determination, I don't see why they have any obligation unless Jordan is then backed by Fox to say, hey, you have our full legal procedure, our entire legal staff behind you.
Fox has a big bunch of lawyers, but they don't win much. I don't know if you've really paid a whole lot of attention to how much money Fox News has had to pay out
recently.
So I'm just saying, maybe Fox Sports lawyers will do better.
Maybe.
So anyway, I guess that's something to kind of keep a half an eye on. But, I don't know who the villain is, who the hero is, but I think it's funny when Weasley little sports writers think they might want to get violent.
Yeah. And especially with Ian Rappaport. Ian Rappaport has had a very loud off season.
That is the truth. Navy Brad says, is Matthew Stafford's number 8675309?
No, that's Jenny.
Mm-hmm. Hefty Lefty says, sounds like this whole thing could be solved with an Oklahoma drill. Moist One says, I thought you were going to cue Nepo baby for Jordan Schultz. Yeah, but see, he's not a Nepo baby. His dad was a CEO of Starbucks, but he doesn't work for Starbucks, which means he's not a Nepo baby.
Yeah, he's just well off baby, trust fund baby, maybe.
He's yelling in a Starbucks baby. All right, let's see here. Phil, I'm glad you're here for this.
Oh, good. What pickleball sport did you want to talk about?
Kept asking you for some stats. Kept asking you.
Oh, yeah.
I went and got them.
Oh, good.
Oh, I didn't, though. I lied because there are none. There are no injuries, according to the NFL, on tush-push plays in 2024.
In 2024, that's a very specific time.
Well, go back and show me 23 or 22 or 20 or any of these other seasons. There's no injuries have been reported on the tush-push play, specifically 0 in 2024. Show me some other data, but there's not enough data to shut this thing down. If the NFL has presented data to the teams that want to get rid of it, well, the other teams aren't going to be really all that enthused to get rid of it because the Packers want to.
So
there would need to be more documentation.
As of October 3rd, 2023, the Giants, if you remember, attempted a tush push, and that left 2 of their players injured in a brutal loss to the Seattle Seahawks.
You know what? The Giants are idiots. Give me another one. Give me one that's not the Giants.
So the one I find is
but
not
they're
good
dumbasses. If you tell me a good team has it, then I'll be taking it more seriously.
Yeah,
in 2 years, 2 guys.
I'm just saying
on one play.
There are people that will do it
2 years,
so bad.
2 guys on one play,
and they never recovered.
Everyone else has been fine.
Look at the Giants.
In 2 years,
it has crippled their franchise.
I render your argument
moot,
defeated.
I'm just saying these guys may have never played the same ever again.
Defeated. Who? What were their names? Yeah, shut up. 888-368-1580.
And so he did.
The Jet says, Phil needs a surrender. No need to surrender when you've just been defeated.
Mm-hmm.
So the NFL is thinking about changing the regular season overtime rules to match the postseason ones. That's something you liked the idea of.
Yeah.
They're considering that. So each team will get a chance. What will happen? Some games might get a little bit longer, but I think everybody's going to be more satisfied with the outcome, except for Phil, who just act like he stubbed his toe on that news.
I mean, I hate to be this guy, but it will lead to more injuries. It leaves
good
players.
God, Phil.
you're not only are you extending more opportunity time and an opportunity window with more overtime on regular season games that really one score should determine it, get in, get out.
I feel like you running this narrative is going to get you injured. If you know what I mean, pal.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Randy and I are going to roll you around in the parking lot later.
But also, statistics do show that the longer a game's being played, obviously, the more players are tired, the more form is not correct, the more they're not able to maintain proper tackling etiquette.
Too. Players would rather see this happen than not. I guarantee you. Nobody likes the idea that their fate is decided probably on a coin toss, and they want to win the game. Yeah, are they going to be a little tired? Sure. Could somebody be injured just for the simple fact we're playing a few more minutes? Maybe, maybe not. But I think in competitive spirit and thought, and this is the right way to go.
I think it depends on who you ask. I mean, we had this exact same discussion when discussing whether or not there should be Thursday night football games. And now, obviously,
there's a huge difference in that. That is a very big difference.
Oh, please.
Another quarter of football versus the amount of time you have to rest your body in between the Clash of the Titans. That's a very different argument.
Okay, well, what if double overtime game comes around, and then now this team that went through
nobody said there'd be double overtime,
triple overtime.
No, here's what happens in the football, Phil, is that they both have a chance. They both get a chance with the ball. If it does end in a tie at the end of that overtime, guess what they call it? A tie. It ends. There's one overtime, and it's not even a full. What is it? 5 minutes? 10 minutes? It's a shorter.
I think it's 10.
It's a short
8 to 10. Somewhere.
It's a shorter quarter at that point. So yeah, I mean, again,
but also if
you are defeated
again, if they have played more, that inherently means that they have less rest time than whoever their opponent is, who did not probably in all possibilities.
Playing more in the course of a game is one thing. The days in between, how many days in between a game is the other thing. They're apples and oranges, Phil.
I'm still saying that regardless, if you are tired, if you are exhausted after an entire game and you have to now go back out, and it's unless you have the Eagles defensive line where they can just swap out guys and you still have perennial all-pro players come in and be refreshed. And so you're able to keep your players refreshed throughout the entirety of the game. You will be at a disadvantage both physically and throughout the availability.
Guarantee you the players want to play to a win.
Oh, yeah.
They want a chance to get their hands on that ball. Both sides want a chance to win. They are going to be for it. Now, the teams, they're going to see an opportunity for more ad sales. They're going to see an opportunity for more beer sales. 24 teams are needed to pass this. I feel like that's going to easily happen. So our argument is irrelevant. This is going to happen, Phil.
Oh, yes. Will it happen? Yes.
Same like Moist one heard from his uncle. This is going to happen. Get used to it.
Oh, that's terrible, man.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
Just like,
and it's not even Friday, ladies and gentlemen.
Just like Thursday night football. Will it happen? Yes. Just like the 17th game in the NFL. Will it happen? Yes. That doesn't mean that should it happen? No.
I think it should. For the players will want it.
I think you're completely right, though, on postseason. I do agree there.
Bullseye says, shut up, Phil. You're wrong. Jeffrey's right. Why can't you understand that? Glendale Mullet says, to Phil's argument, well, then we're going to have to limit time of possession during the football game so they don't get too tired.
There we go. Maybe they'll have orange slices on the sideline.
I think he's mocking you, Phil. I think he might be mocking you.
No,
might be mocking you.
I have a great sarcasm meter.
So they're also talking about this is the disappointing thing. The competition committee is favoring that expanded replay assist not be used the way we've asked. Hey, it's something obvious. You see it. Do that. They don't want to expand it. They want to keep it limited to penalties that are actually called on the field and not it used as a way to catch stuff the refs miss. I 100% disagree with that. You have the technology. You've got a guy sitting there.
Yeah.
Use it. It doesn't take up that much time. And we've seen some things quickly get sort of adjusted. Oh, yeah, okay, whatever. Well, that could be done the same way, even if it's not called on the field. The guy decapitated that guy over there, but the ref didn't see it. I don't know. I disagree with that. I think we should be using more eye of the sky kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
Let's take a break. When we come back, we've got on this date in big Georgia sports history, plus another thing that the NFL wants to do, and they're talking about changing with the competition committee. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex saline nasal spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer lets you easily compare direct rates from different insurance companies, so you can be confident you're getting the right one, even if it's not with Progressive. Way more confident than you were when you bought that TV in the parking lot. It just happened to not come in a box or include a remote. And when you finally managed to turn it on, all it displayed was the menu of Grumpy's Tacos. So use Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer and be confident you're getting insurance that's right for you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true. You wanted a walk-up with central air and a skylight, and you found it. Now, every Friday night, you get to fall asleep to the sound of your downstairs neighbors' dance parties. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers not available in all states.
My pain is considerable, but that prescription is dangerous.
The side effects of my medicine are worse than my condition.
I'm in recovery. I can't take those pills.
When faced with a health crisis, you shouldn't have to choose between risks.
At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our medical doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. Our naturopathic doctors can restore pain-free joint function and restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves immediate physical symptoms without having you take a bunch of pills. If traditional medicines aren't working, don't you think it's time to start feeling like yourself again? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
There are thousands of career paths your child can pursue, and costs come along the way. I'm Arizona State Treasurer Kimberly Yee, encouraging Arizonans to open an AZ 529 education savings plan. Plans can be used for college, trade school, and education expenses. Unused funds can be rolled into a retirement Roth IRA. Prepare now for wherever their dreams take them. Visit az529.gov.
There's a lifetime Roth IRA rollover limit of $35,000, sponsored by the Office of the Arizona State Treasurer.
Download the Fanatic app. News, scores, social media updates, and more on your smartphone, on your tablet. The free Fanatic app, available at the Google Play Store or the App Store, and at 1580thefanatic.com.
Here on 1580 The Fanatic tonight, GCU in action, starting at 6:45 p.m. As they host UTI Arlington. That's right, UTI Arlington will be taking on the Havoc and the Mighty Lopes of Grand Canyon University. Let's see here. Okay, so I promised to tell you there's another thing that the competition committee is looking at for 2025.
Something else they're getting wrong. Yes.
Maybe. Do you know what it is, Phil?
It smells like something stinks, but I don't know what yet. No.
It smells like something stinks.
You're just going to argue everything that they come up with, aren't you?
Wrong.
See? He's doing it now.
He's
Do you
done
see
it.
what he just did?
I saw what he just did, yeah.
Okay, so they're going to go ahead and use the Sony's Hawkeye tracking services to do measurements for first downs and stuff like that.
Really?
Chain Gang will still be there, but they will be a backup. So, where things are will be figured out by Hawkeye's Skeletrack cameras. And they'll have 12 boundary line cameras and 14 Hawkeye Skeletrack cameras all around. Because remember, I don't know if you know this, Randy. A tennis court, which is where this technology is generally used, is not as big as a football field.
Right.
Football fields are a lot bigger.
A lot bigger.
So they need to use more cameras. So there'll be 32 cameras that they will use in all to keep track of where the ball is.
How big did you say the salary cap's going up to? I think that they can afford it.
Yeah. They got plenty of money in the NFL. Anyway, so the technology doesn't track the ball. The officials need to spot it, but where they put it, then that whole system will be like, figure out where the ball's supposed to be and if it made the first down or not. I think this is dumb as hell. The reason is I think they need to do a simple thing. Put a chip at either end of the football. Set up an in-stadium version of GPS. Call it SPS, stadium positioning set. Like they have the satellites in space. That you use for your car. Well, they'll be far more accurate if you mount them like wherever the lights are in the stadium, or just the top of the stadium. Have them in a lot of positions, and it tracks the actual ball itself. You'll never get it wrong. And if there's a pile, wherever the ball is, it's exact. So I'm just saying, I think they're getting it wrong using the tennis technology when they should be using GPS type technology inside of a stadium, not the actual satellites, but the positioning sensors inside the stadium. Why haven't they figured this out?
Well, I was going to say, you're not the first person to suggest this. My question.
I am the first person to suggest this.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Phil.
Well, thank you.
Do not anger him.
Also, at least that I know. I've never heard anyone else suggest it.
He's been eating M&Ms. Do not.
I had a lot of caffeine today.
He is super de-duper caffeine.
He will go all. Monkey on you.
Yeah.
Spider monkey right here.
Oh yeah.
My question is if there's a chip in there, with exactly how much?
No, he's getting. Wait, hold on. 2 chips. Got to have one at either tip of the ball.
Phil's saying there's already a chip in the ball.
And there needs to be 2 for this because. Let's say
it looks like you're pinching very tiny monkey nipples.
Yes, I am. Little. We really should do a TV show.
We should.
Anyway, if there's a chip at either end of the ball, that way, because you know how sometimes it's by just like the tip of the ball comes over the line, just the tip, and but if the back end of the ball, so there's different ends of the ball, that gives you a better idea of more exact where. The ball is. Did it make the first down? Usually they're going to judge it by one end or the other.
My question would be, with how much force, with how much turmoil that ball goes through, not only being handled by everybody being.
Are you worried about the ball getting injured now?
Look, if it goes into overtime, I'm just saying no. But also with it being viciously kicked each and every time, would that not dislodge?
You don't use the kicking ball. The kicking ball doesn't have that in it. The ball they play with, they use different balls for kicking.
Yes,
right?
I do know that, but I'm
you
saying,
don't use the
why
kicking
wouldn't you
ball
use it for the kicking ball? Would that not come
for
standard?
Kicking a field goal? You don't need it.
Well, why what if it goes above the raft?
Again,
above the
Phil,
pylon?
Regular play ball, kicking balls, different situation.
I'm still saying that either
you
way,
don't put it. You don't need to. If you could put it in the kicking ball, but you don't need to.
And can I just say, I don't have a pair of kicking balls.
My balls are non-kicking balls.
Right.
Moiswa, no, I didn't say hot guy's camera. I said Hawkeye. Hawkeye. By the way, thanks again for another shirtless photo of Geraldo. Oh, and another one.
And
in case you somehow missed it.
Yeah, the first one, him standing there at the beach with his shirt off. Great. The one where he's being playful in the water. Excellent. Thank you for
he's
that.
ready to write you a story straight from the
playful in the water.
Just like he's inviting me in. This is the kind of crap I will block you for. I don't care if you're a Hall of Fame texter. You're about to get blocked. Or I'll talk to the company and say, just block photos from him. I wonder if they could do that.
They probably could. Yeah.
Anyway, back to this. They are going to try it. I don't think it's going to help that much, to be honest. Using the tennis technology.
I do think it is a step in the right direction, though. I very much like
my ideas are better. Who else have you heard my idea from?
Who else? Well, it comes about
me.
It comes about every year.
GPS?
Yes.
Well, I don't want to use the space. I want to use the Did they say the same thing about using it from the lights?
I find it very difficult to see satellites hovering above all 32 or all 30 of the stadium.
Well, that's where everybody loses. But I'm telling you, you don't need an actual satellite. You just put the little sensors.
Oh, okay.
You don't need full-on satellites.
Oh, I thought the full-on satellites were going to hover over the stadium.
No, you have the sensors above the field as like a virtual field.
Okay.
Yeah. You're basically making the football field your own planet. Sort of.
Okay.
Don't dwell on that too long. Anyway, okay. So do you want to hear something?
Yes.
Yeah, that is absolutely ridiculous.
All right. You just used it.
I just wanted to get I just thought I'd take it for a
wow,
spin.
Man. Wow.
I marked this moment in history.
Keep in mind, I've had a lot of M&Ms and Mountain Dew.
Can you clip that audio so I can keep it for posterity's sake? Go ahead.
Jonathan Gannon, your coach.
Yeah.
Here's what he said.
All right.
He looked right at the I'll tell you something right now. Kyler Murray is going to have a hell of a year.
Wow.
Whoa.
Wow. He said it like that because I just got chivers. Yeah.
It's breaking. He's going to have a hell of a year.
He says, I got to tell you, it's not just me. It's the whole team, myself, the whole team. Really excited about where Kyler Murray is right now. I really
have a hell of a year.
I'm not going to make any power statements, but he's going to have a hell of a year. I know that. Hey, Jonathan, that is a power statement, kind of a power statement right there. I would say with dual threat quarterback like Kyler Murray, we always got quarterback run game up. Some games more than others. He extends and runs. I like when he extends. And when he throws it downfield over people's heads. You mean the receivers? I think you're looking for a completion there, aren't you, Coach? Not throwing it over people's heads.
Just once, I'd like a coach to come out and say, man, he's going to have a really bad year. Man, he is just not going to be able to throw
want
the ball.
Jonathan Gannon to come out and say Kyler Murray's going to have a really crappy year.
He'd be fired immediately.
You know what kind of team I want? I don't want a scrappy or tough-nosed team. I want one that's really just,
soft,
having fun out there.
Soft and full of snowflakes.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like drafting high. You know what I'm saying? I like to draft high every year. I think that'd be great. Kyler Murray, by the way, 36, 45, and 1. That's his record.
That's his record as an Arizona Cardinal?
Yeah. He's never been on any other team.
Well, he's been in college.
Well, I mean, not.
He's been in high school.
Yeah, he used to be a winner back then.
He used to never have a losing record.
Then everybody else got taller. He stayed the same.
And he left college.
Yeah. So, Kyler Murray is going to have a hell of a year.
Going to have a hell of a year.
A hell of a year.
On killers. He did. He says, when he does these things, he can kill you. Oh, Jonathan. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1992, Tiger Woods, a 16-year-old amateur golfer, became the youngest player ever to compete in a PGA Tour event when he was invited to play in the Nissan Los Angeles Open. He posted a 1 over par 72 over the 6,946-yard Riviera Country Club. Who gives a crap, George? I don't care about that.
Which is now, by the way, become the Genesis Open.
Oh, that was where he
in Riviera Country
where he
Club.
wrecked it.
And it's
Damn
also
near
where
killed
he
it.
He
Wrecked him.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Damn near killed him.
Yeah, that too.
We didn't used to play the laughing. So in that round, he had 75, and he missed the cut. But still, for a 16-year-old amateur golfer to show up and golf that well, people noticed.
I will say today at the Cognizant Open, a golfer out there shot a 59. That's almost unheard of.
Who is that?
His name is wait, I'm getting
like 59 above par.
No,
I can shoot that.
Jake Knapp shot a
Knapp.
No, yeah, Knapp.
Yeah, Knapp.
Okay, time to nap.
Knapp.
Emphasis on the double P.
And he shot a 59. That's the 15th sub 60 round.
All right. 59, dude.
No,
I don't know what that is.
69.
Oh.
But that's only.
What would a 59 be?
That would.
One's horizontal and one's facing normal.
I started giggling at just the thought of a 59. That shows you how much caffeine and sugar I've had. Way too much.
It's the 15th sub 60 round in PGA Tour history.
Huh?
It's only the 15th sub 60 round.
Yeah. By the Knapper
in PGA Tour history.
Did he win?
No, he's off to a great lead. He had 12 under.
Who is this?
Jake Knapp.
Is he famous? I mean, for golfing?
Well, he's on the PGA Tour.
Well, he's yeah. So are a lot of guys.
He's a young man. So
young man.
He's
young man. That's all we know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Knapp will make a great spokesman for Tempur-Pedic. One time.
Knapp.
Yeah. Knapp.
So there's 2 P's on Knapp.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the Knapp. 2 P's.
He should be called traffic cone because that's the same sound you make whenever you drive over a traffic cone.
I'm looking at a picture of him, and he looks like when I was a teenager trying to grow a mustache. He's got a little cheesy little mustache.
Oof.
Yeah.
Well, that's a rough. I shaved off my Fu Manchu when I was 15. Didn't have to shave again until I was 23.
No kidding.
Yeah. Oh. Big George says, is the cognitive open for senior citizens with dementia?
Cognizant.
Oh,
classic.
Moist one says 5 and 59 is a fat guy with a long john. Okay.
All right.
Huh?
Wow.
Quiet Cannon says, imagine a golfer shooting 69 today and again gets beat by 10 shots by that guy.
There are several golfers that shot a 69 today. Hello.
Yeah, you're thinking, I'm doing great. The other guy, what'd you get? 59. Yeah.
69 wouldn't be very good.
That would be aggravating right there. All right. I think 45 minutes is enough space between us and the GCU game to help protect them from this, right?
Absolutely.
All right.
From the sinful nature we've had.
There you go. Everybody, we'll see you back in your radios again tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's Daily Blender on 1580, The Fanatic.
Wesley Financial Group is not a